What is going on, everybody? And welcome in to this very special edition, very special edition of the Pre-Patch Podcast. First off, let me ask you this: do all four of you, all three of you, have some type of glass or beverage?
I have a little bit of water.
Some water,
a bit of iced tea.
Okay, and some water. Well, all right. Well, I'm fucking drinking whiskey. So, the reason for this for everybody, and just go ahead and get it out of the way. I want to get all the fucking tears out of the way now. Get all the fucking boo-hooing out of the goddamn way now. I don't want to hear about it during the cast. I don't want to hear about it later on. But we're at 150 episodes. So first off, everybody raise a glass to that. So glasses up.
Big cheers.
Just keep them up. All right. And then secondly, it is, I will say, with a heavy heart that life and all of this other kind of stuff is kind of getting in the way. And there's just some things that we, as individuals need to kind of take care of. So, for right now, the Pre-Patch Podcast is going to be taking kind of a siesta, a hibernation. We are going to, be going on a little bit of a hiatus, right? However long that may be, might be indefinite, might be, not long. We don't really know, but we all have shit going on in our lives. Whether it is life, work, school. All of that kind of stuff, health. We kind of collectively came together and decided and kind of said that, we're going to take a little bit of a break. So if you do have a glass, whether it be G Fuel, water, sweet tea, whiskey,
bath water,
raise the glass,
bath water.
everybody, a moment, cheers to everybody. To 150 episodes and to whatever may come. So cheers.
Cheers to us.
Hell yeah.
That whiskey is not as good as it's supposed to be. Okay.
What brand is it?
Is that Deadpool whiskey?
No, it's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's called, so normally I get Screwball peanut butter whiskey. This one is like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Screwball whiskey was like $30. I want to let everybody know, whether if you're not from like Canada or fucking Mexico or from here, we're in a goddamn like inflation recession. Everything's coming. Price of eggs is fucking $70,000. So I wasn't gonna spend $30 on whiskey, so I spent $17 on whiskey. But I wish I had spent the $30 on the
$30.
This is not good.
What's the $17 whiskey?
It's like something dogs. I don't know. It sounds stupid. I should have known, but it's supposed to be peanut butter whiskey, but it literally tastes like whiskey, like peanuts that have just been soaking in water.
Peanut butter whiskey does not.
Sheepdog.
That's it. Sheepdog.
Sheepdog.
That sounds actually factually fucking gross as shit.
Dude, Screwball peanut butter whiskey is amazing.
Why the peanut butter whiskey? I like Screwball too, but why the peanut butter? I've never tried it because peanut butter and whiskey don't.
It actually goes really, really well.
My brain don't go well.
All right, so this is very watered down. So like this, so you guys are watching on stream. So just watch. You could not do this with normal whiskey unless you are like a very, very like you've drank whiskey a lot. But I'm just gonna show you, right? So.
Oh, he's just down and all of it.
It's not, it doesn't burn. It doesn't it's smooth, but it doesn't taste like alcohol. But
by the end of this cast, Sin might be in tears. Like, I mean,
bro, good luck. I've only cried once in my fucking life. So.
I'm more worried about him being passed out, blackout, fucking drunk on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Whatever. Fuck it. We're gonna go 150. We're gonna go out on TOS. So,
150 episodes. That's in my book. I was talking to Sin about this the other day, and unfortunately, with like he said, life and everybody's schedules. I've got a possible hip surgery coming up. Everything like that. It's unfortunately, it's probably about time. We probably should have taken a longer hiatus at the start of the year, but yeah, we will be going on a
sabbatical,
whatever you want to call it, sabbatical, hiatus, indefinitely or otherwise. As Sin said, it could be a couple months. It could be for however long it takes, but we will be taking a little bit of a break. And yeah, it is a sad day. I've been kind of dreading this the last couple of weeks. We've talked about this a little bit between myself and Sin and the rest of the guys over the last couple of weeks, and yeah, it's not a decision that's made lightly, unfortunately, but 150 episodes is impressive. That's not something that most podcasts attain.
No,
especially podcasts of our caliber, where we're not really like a big cast. We don't really have any kind of backing behind us, any kind of funding behind us. 150 episodes is an impressive amount.
300 hours.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys have got quite a bit of content out there. Granted, it's all old content, but if you ever miss us and you want to see my ugly mug or Sin's ugly mug or any of our ugly mugs, you can go back and
bitch, I'm beautiful. What the fuck you talking about?
Nothing's being taken down or anything like that. Nope. The YouTube will still be there. The Spotify will still be there. The Anchor and everything will still be there as long as it as long as the Anchor is still there. You never know with them.
And and I wanted to also give a shout out to Tony, of course, too, for not only joining the podcast, but just like really joining in and just being a part of the team and everything. I mean, I feel like he really killed it. And while he joined in, and it was kind of a short-lived span from the point he joined to now, he still really felt like a great fit to the team. And he is not here tonight, but thank you, Tony, for that. So
yeah. But like I said, I mean, or like everybody has said, right? It's sad. But goodbye is not forever. And I know everybody says that, like when especially when you're going through like a breakup, it's just like, listen, goodbye's not forever. It's not you, it's me. It's not me, it's you.
It is actually Sin. It's his fault. Yeah.
Fucking, I'll fucking drink the rest of that.
It's not you guys, it's us.
It's not you guys, it's Sin.
I'm pretty sure I just spilled fucking peanut butter whiskey all over myself. So
that's where it belongs. Not in you, but on the floor.
Hopefully I don't go driving.
Take your shirt off.
Hey, all right. Nipples.
Going out with a band. Oh,
we don't care anymore.
Fuck it, I don't give a shit anymore. I mean, but also too.
God.
Look, like it's not to say that you still won't see content. I mean, all four of us fuckers have the ability to stream still to the Pre-Patch podcast channel. We're still gonna create content, on our own channels, do our own thing, and that's also part of this, right? Like part of, we all kind of collectively came together, and like Enigma said, we don't have financial backing. We don't ask you guys for Patreon or subs or anything like that because we don't want to, and it's. So unlike a lot of other shows or other things that are out there, it's taken time kind of away from our own channels and things like that. So now, people can, I know Bill has talked to us about wanting to get back into the swing of streaming and life has taken a kind of a forward seat, and that's just life, right? I got a new job and I, am not able to stream as much. So, and Scruffy's busy doing whatever people do in fucking Ohio. I don't fucking know. Eating Skyline chili.
You forget that there's two Ohioans.
Yeah, but you've not been in Ohio long enough to claim that yet. So you still have time to get the fuck out. But I think you bought a house.
I'll adopt you into Ohio, Bill. We'll get you transformed real fast.
God.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I'm
Is it like a
back
toxic waste transformation or like a radiation transformation? What
yes to all of it.
You might go through a few physical transformations.
Yeah, it's you got to at least have some sexual experience with your cousin of some sort, whatever it may
Good
be.
Lord.
I mean, it's actually they take your heart out and replace it with potato, right?
Yeah, it says
Idaho.
says
fucking difference. Whatever.
It's corn.
Says the Mormon over here, who's probably got like 9 wives. He's not.
We definitely don't farm potatoes. I can guarantee.
Yeah, you farm wives. That's what.
Yeah, that's
there
it.
You go. I mean,
But in any case, like I said, we're collectively we are not gone, or like individually we are not gone. Collectively for right now, like we all said, it's a little bit of a break. And again, it's not to say that we're not like, there are, going to be moments where myself and Enigma will be streaming together. We've got roads to fucking rebuild.
Right.
with Roadcraft. We're still waiting on fucking Scruffy and Bill to fucking do an X Defiant, stream if that happens before. I don't know. I have no fucking clue.
I think it's like May or something, so it might be coming up.
But yeah, so the channels will stay up. And there will still be content, whether it's on our own personal channels or, maybe a stream goes up there. And again, who's to say that life doesn't kind of even itself out and then we're able to kind of come back and come back to the show. So,
this is also something that we haven't really talked about, but I figure it's something we might do in the future too. Still, is we have discussed for like in the past of doing charity events still. We were looking at that idea, so you might see some of those pop up here and there. I think our channel is a good like kind of conjunction to do that, so that could be a possibility.
Yeah. But before we jump into our regular scheduled programming, I do want to say thank you to each and every single one of our listeners and people that came by, showed up for our live shows, people that listened to the show after the fact. I speak on, I'm sure, behalf of the entire podcast when I say that we love you. This is not something that just comes easy. I know that we're all joking and we're making light and we're fun, but that's how we trauma bond. We love you. And we appreciate everything that you guys do for us. And I'm going to shout out like Celia, you are always here. Stevens, you're always here. Pika, you're always here. And you're here right now in the show. So Scruffy, I would thank you, but you're on the fucking show. So you're, I see your name there too. But thank you again to each and every single one of you that show up and interact in the show and be here and listen. We love you all, and like I said, this is goodbye for now. It's not goodbye forever. So you come for they come for you, Bill. Well, I guess all right. I'm gonna drink to that. All right, well, fuck me, I guess. I just realized I'm the one that has to push all the buttons, and I've already drank a whiskey, so that's great.
Yep.
All right,
gonna be a good show.
Okay. All right, where's what are we supposed to be talking? No, video games. All right, everybody, let's get into the show. So we're going to start off actually with Enigma and what Enigma's been playing. Even though it's not just you. I've played some because you're going to see my fucking footage, bitch.
So was Bill. So was Bill.
Okay, well, so's Bill, but you're the one that had it up on your thing and saying what you've been playing. So Bill, myself, I know that Tony has been playing, but Tony's not here. So, it is what it is. But we have been playing Monster Hunter. So now, Bill, you've been playing on That's a Blank Screen. The 150 episodes, still can't get this shit right. This is amazing. All right.
And our cameras are overhanging like crazy.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
What do you mean they're overhanging?
It's fine. It's fine. Don't get them on it. Don't get them on it.
Keep going. Don't focus on it.
Okay, you talk about it. I'm gonna try to figure out what you're talking about overhanging.
It's behind the thing. When you went away, I could see the fucking camera.
Oh, it's because I did this, and now you guys, see, that's what the cameras really look like. The fucking 150 episodes. Now you get to see everyone behind the scenes. It's great. Yeah. It's great. It's great. You guys want to be here after the cast too when we talk? No, I'm just saying. All right.
No, that's a scary time.
Talk about Monster Hunter.
Yeah. I mean, it's I can gush about this game for a long time. I know you didn't have as great of an experience as I did, but I don't know, man. Like, the game is good. I'll give it that. The game is good. I will say it's got piss poor performance optimization for PC, which I am very unhappy about. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, would I rather have the PC performance optimizations, or would I rather wait 6 to 12 months for it to actually come to PC like the last one did? I think I'd rather have a little bit of a piss poor performance personally on PC and let the modders kind of iron that shit out. than wait 6 to 12 months for them to get their shit in gear, unfortunately. But it's good. I mean, again, I've had a couple of people ask me about it because when it comes down to Monster Hunter and the show, I'm kind of the Monster Hunter guru. I think it's very, very close to Worlds, right? Like I think that they took a lot of the good stuff from Worlds, added a lot of the good stuff that they had from was it Rise, I believe? Yeah,
Rise. Yeah.
A lot of the movement, weapon movement and everything from Rise, and kind of jammed that into this game. And I think it's good. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I don't want to be the only one to gush over it. So,
Bill, I want to kind of hear your opinion of it because I know that you've been playing it, but you've been playing on PS5, yeah. So you've been experiencing a lot better performance than what I know.
Dirty console player.
So.
Yeah,
it's a better performance.
Unfortunately, I can't fucking
dog shit, bitch.
That, unfortunately,
I've had zero issues. It's optimized perfectly for the PlayStation.
Oh, fuck off.
And that's not even in like the frames mode. I'm playing it in balance mode, and I don't have frame drops or anything like that. So it's really nice in that regard.
Keep flexing. That's sick.
I'm playing Sword and Shield this one. I played Hammer in World, and I'm enjoying Sword and Shield a lot. They did a lot of good things with that particular weapon. I like the mobility of it. The DPS feels good. I like the versatility of it. Everything's good there. As far as this game compared to World goes, I think it's a 100% improvement over World, in my opinion. World, I honestly struggled to enjoy by myself because the way the game controlled, the way some of the monsters were, the way some of the hitboxes were, I didn't have it in me to get good because I didn't enjoy how the game's like flow solo felt. Whereas in group, I still had a good time because there's multiple people to distract monsters and whatnot. But this game, I don't know if it's specifically just because the game controls so much better than how I feel World did, but I'm enjoying it thoroughly 100% all the way around. So it's been a good time so far. I'm only hunting rank 23, so I'm not super far in, and I do know that a lot of people have said this is the easiest Monster Hunter to come out to date. So that could also be factoring into my enjoyment, but.
Yeah, that's what I was going to kind of play on was like the only complaints that I have really for the game is the performance, which again it's one of those things where again would I rather have waited for 6 months or not? I don't know. It's kind of here or there. But being a Monster Hunter veteran, it does feel extremely easy. Like so far, I have not found a monster that I've been put up against other than maybe. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I'm trying to think back to the monsters so far. I haven't honestly really like there hasn't been like Worlds. I can Anjanath, fucking the ending monster, fucking.
You faced the fart monkey,
Rathian, Rathalos. Yeah, I've faced all of them. Rathian, Rathalos. I can name easily a handful of monsters from Worlds that I was like, fuck that monster. That monster was a bitch to fight against. Right in this one. I really can't think of any of the monsters that I've been like, man, that was extremely fucking difficult. And granted,
but again, is that due to polish? Like, that's
what I was about to say. That granted that might have been either polish, that might have either been the fact that I'm back to my original like go to, which was Gunlance, which Gunlance, it's turn your brain off, shoot the fucking big lance and get behind a shield, right? So it could be that way, but I did also start off as a longsword main, and even the longsword, I felt I didn't have the same issues that I had in Worlds with the longsword, where it was like positioning and everything. The new weak point system that they have in the game, where like the little red spots show up on the wounds. That honestly is one of the best fucking mechanics Monster Hunter World has ever added into the game. I think that is one of the most enjoyable.
I like it a lot better than Claw Shot.
Yeah,
because it does what Claw Shot wanted to do, but I feel like it does it
less broken,
better, and it's more impactful because you get guaranteed a guaranteed extra drop every wound you bust. So it incentivizes you to make the wounds, it incentivizes you to pop the wounds. Every weapon has a specialized like focus mode attack on the wounds. So I think it's a great system, and I think I think it's good. And focus mode in general, I feel like is a game changer.
I do too. Yeah. What were you gonna say? Because I know that you did not have the same.
Okay, well, so I want to preface a couple things. One, so you guys are obviously watching, or everybody is watching my footage, right? And I say that because I actually did not have any performance issues. Now, I will also state that again,
Mega rig.
You know, if you have a rig that is, you know,
brute force
I mean, this is a, you know, AMD, you know, 9800 or 90 whatever X3D. Like it is it's the best. Yes, it is a top of the line, like top of the line rig. The only thing that's different.
You're also mouse and keyboarding, which is
yes, and I will only
insane.
I will only
play mouse and keyboard as well.
I like mouse and keyboard on Monster Hunter actually.
I will say in comparison to Worlds, the mouse and keyboard, with like maybe with very minimal like altering, does feel better than it did in Worlds. Like Worlds, I had to sit there for like 2 hours rekey binding the entire fucking controller scheme.
I can see it with like the bow guns and the bow and stuff like that. I struggle to my brain doesn't want to compute an action RPG, like melee style action RPG with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah,
the focus mode I think probably is a huge factor on why it feels so good though, because in focus
legitimately legitimately the one keybind that I changed that made the entire control scheme feel better was there's a control scheme where when you click the button, you can either I re-keybound it to my right or my mouse button 4, where you could go into focus mode. You could either hold it and stay in focus mode, or you can click it. It would be toggled.
Like a toggle.
And that one change made a world of difference for focus mode and just fighting in general, because with focus mode you can now, and some people say it's a cheat, but like with focus mode, whereas like in Worlds you kind of had to position yourself correctly for attacks, with focus mode your attack generally 90% of the time, 90 to 95% of the time, goes in the direction of where your mouse is pointed. So here's where I came in. So again, full transparency, like I bought this game, pre-ordered this game actually, because I did enjoy Worlds. The problem that I had with Worlds was that I got in I did not stick with it, very much of kind of like what I'm doing with Wilds, but I did not stick with it, and I lost a lot of that traction. And you know, in any game, MMO, whatever else like this, like once people start getting up higher up, like if you're not in that kind of zeitgeist and you're wanting to play with other people, it kind of becomes a little boring. So I pre-ordered this game, and then I played a little bit of it and completely fell off of it. Was like, that's it. I'm fucking returning this game. I don't want it. Returned it under 2 hours. And then I did get a free copy. So that is what I am playing on. And I went back to it and was like, going to give it another try. I really had a hard time trying to find a weapon that I enjoyed, because I was a hunting horn main before. I went to hunting horn. It did not feel good. I tried other weapons. I tried the great hammer. I tried all of these different things that did not feel good, until I landed kind of on the great sword. And people in chat saying, is a great sword easy? Yes. But is it fun? Yes. It is an easy weapon to use. It is fun to use. And I started to have more fun with it. You mean long sword or great sword? The big
sword, whatever I'm using here, the long sword. Maybe long
sword.
Long sword. I also feel the long sword is pretty straightforward and easy. But actually,
are you supposed to be using that with a shield?
No.
You don't have.
You don't have to.
You don't have an option. It's the long sword. There's no shield.
Sword and shield, or charged blade is the shielded sword.
That's gotcha. I didn't know there was 3 different tiers of sword then.
So here's the thing: why they made this game the way that they did is because they wanted to appeal to a wider audience, right? Like Monster Hunter. The best way I've heard it explained, and I think it is right on point, is that Monster Hunter went through these kind of like waxes and wanes, right? So it goes super niche, right? Where you look at like World and Rise, and then it expands out, which I think with Wilds to be like, hey, this is more popular. We're going to gather a bunch of more people that are going to like this. And then we'll start to narrow it back down again and become more complicated. I actually wish that it would have gone. It stayed with the style of Worlds. Like I don't like the wound system. I think it makes it too easy. I don't like the oversimplification of like the secret or what do you call it? How do you call it?
Sacred.
Sacred.
Like automatically following the monster. I don't like all that. I do like that you have the sacred to be able to ride because it makes getting around the world a lot faster. But I don't like that it just like autopilots to the monster wherever the monster's at. You
don't have to
I know you don't, but like I'm
can,
just saying like it's one of those things where especially if you're like wanting to gather a bunch of items or whatever else, it makes sense to do that.
See, me coming from Worlds, again, like I said, I don't want to be an asshole or anything, but I've got over 200, almost 300 hours in Worlds. I fucking love the fact that like I can just tell my sacred, hey, go and find this monster, and I can sit there and focus on gathering shit as I'm going through the world.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I've seen. There is a group of people that really love it, and a group of people that kind of it's very polar. Like there's not ones that are in between that have come from the Monster Hunter world. Again, I am nowhere near your level of Monster Hunterness. I have played.
Is that just something you have unlocked like right off the get?
Yep. Yeah, your sacred just right out of the get go.
I kind of hear where you're coming from. So I feel like maybe they should have like the first time you kill that monster, you have to hunt it yourself, but then afterwards you're sacred.
There's a few missions where they keep you on foot to kind of
but I
go through the environment and
I don't
whatnot.
want it. I don't want it necessarily to be on foot. I do want some of that like honest to God, I know that for maybe Monster Hunter people, this is kind of crazy, or like maybe it's not. I don't know. It's not cool to say, but like I actually think that Wild fuck was the name of the EA version? Wild Hunt. What the hell is the name of that?
Wild Hearts.
Wild Heart. Thank you.
Wild Hearts.
That fucking whiskey is hitting me. Wild Hearts. Wild Hearts. Actually, I love that system a little bit more, where it's like, hey, you've got to build these towers, and then those towers will ping where the monster's at. And then from there, sure, the sacred goes out and you can auto track if you want or not. But like Scruffy said, like, give me a little bit of like having to go hunt the monster. This isn't necessarily to me hunting the monster. This is just, I'm going to go kill this monster. I already know where it's at. I know, like, I know where it's at on the map regardless. Like, no matter, where it's at, I know exactly where to go. And I just tell my sacred, go find it. It just seems stupid to me.
To be fair, though, like once you play enough Monster Hunter of World or like the other ones, from what I understand, there's only a few like set locations that the monsters initially spawn in, so you're gonna beeline it to their location regardless.
Worlds was like that as well. Like Worlds, like I get where you're coming from, where it didn't show you exactly where the monster was on the map,
right?
But I knew where the monster was on the map. Like they had a very specific path that they took, and they always took that path. So it's not like it's a revolutionary thing where they were like, hey, just take me to the monster. Eventually, if you put enough hours into Monster Hunter Worlds, you were able to know exactly where the monsters were generally and what they were doing.
And
that's why I feel like just a first time hunt would be fine. And then
also as a super casual player of this game, I prefer all the quality of life stuff. Like I'm not invested in the game on the like gathering front and like the having to like spend 20 minutes to hunt something down. Like I prefer the fights themselves, and if it gets me into the fights quicker, I like that.
I mean,
I'm a different style player.
Well, no, I mean, I do think that the fights themselves for the Monster Hunter of the monster are good, right? I don't like the wound thing. I do want a more, this is going to kick me in the face. I need to fucking learn the mechanics. I need to learn, like, it's why when we talk about another game I've been playing, like with WoW, like why I like Mythic plus Dungeons, why I don't do add-ons. I want to fucking feel like I am getting just kicked in the teeth and learning something, versus in this, it just feels very much like, hey, we're going to put it right in your face with a big fucking bright red thing where you need to target. We're going to make it so that you can just go right to the monster, which I get, like, hey, it's warping me to the big boss fight, which is the cool part of it. But I also I want to enjoy the world that the game has got, because they built, this cool world, but I don't feel like I feel like
you are such a fucking, I'm trying to think of the word. It's not oxymoron.
Awesome. I'm really awesome. I know. I get
you are such a, I'm trying to think of the word.
An idiot.
you no you say one thing, but you want another thing, but then later on you want this
I
thing
want
that you
all
said you
of
didn't
it.
actually want.
I want all of it.
You want story, but then
Nope.
you say you don't want story.
And this, I
but
don't
then
want story.
you're like-
I don't
you're-
want
you're
story
like,
at all.
But I also don't want them to just give me everything on the plate. But yet I do at the same time not want to sit there and waste my time and not have everything.
All right. So here's don't call me a moron, chat. Here's what I can here's how I can sum it up, right? Because we've all played MMOs. We
shit.
all appreciate MMOs, right? I think the story in this is fucking stupid. I hope to God we can all agree that the story in this is
agree.
fucking
Yeah,
terrible.
100%.
And that
This-
snot nosed
this
sniveling
is
little
worse.
fucking brat of a kid I would like to feed to one of these monsters.
This story is worse than Worlds, and Worlds was rough. Like,
So,
Worlds was pretty fucking rough. but
I don't want a story, but like one of the big things about MMOs, man, is like that experience and like zeitgeist of just being like, oh my God, I'm running around this world. What am I going to stumble upon? What am I going to find? And then getting into those dungeons and seeing like, yo, this is a dope ass fight. I don't know the mechanics. I'm learning it and progressing. And in this, I feel like they have gone so far in the direction of like, hey, we're going to make this super simple. Because we want to capture the audience, this like wide audience. And I get that. But I think that a lot of the people that like some of that hardcore stuff just are kind of being left out. It's not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying that's why it is.
So then
unattractive to me.
that's where I'll disagree with you. The later on, and this is the same thing that happened in Worlds. The introductory quests were very, 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 very easy. And then later on, once you got past into high, there's rain on my window. I was like, somebody's fucking knocking on my window.
It's me. Sorry.
Once you got into high rank and started getting into some of those like later levels, things do get progressively harder and harder. I don't feel that that's something that should be leaned on necessarily, because again, when it came down to Worlds was hard right out the gate, right? So like that's my biggest where I do agree with you. I do feel like the game, at least to me, is extremely fucking easy. Now I can personally kind of reflect on that and be like, okay, I have almost 300 hours in Worlds. It should be easy for me, right? Like that. That's
I mean,
there's a somebody I explained it the best. It's the same thing that like when you get trained on something extremely well, and you go and do something that's very, very similar to it, you kind of pick it up faster. This is exactly like that. It's the same thing, just a little different. So you pick it up a little bit quicker. But at the same time,
like the ease of difficulty is like related to the quality of life that they've added in this game, or is it more down to just like
because the
monsters?
quality of life has nothing to do with the ease of the monsters. The quality of life is just what you're getting up to the point that the monsters are just extremely easy in my opinion. Like the mechanics aren't as complicated as they were in Worlds. In my opinion, the attacks are extremely forgiving when it comes down to like iframes and everything like that. The focus system, as much as I fucking love it, and I do agree with you, Bill, it's awesome, and I think it makes the game what it is. Makes the game a lot easier, because if you're focused on getting those weak points with the focus system, you can just continuously pretty much CC monsters. They will just be on the ground constantly if you're very good at it.
The problem with the focus system, though, in my opinion, is that you can, and I noticed it when I was playing, especially with the longsword, was that like you can be like swinging this way and then focus in and swing back another direction to hit.
Yeah,
and it feels very disjointed. Like it doesn't feel. I don't know. I feel like I am learning from my mistake, being like, well, I fucking overcommitted, and now again, very Dark Souls-esque. And then this,
that's what I was saying earlier, is that the focus system does definitely help. Whereas like in Worlds, it was very much when you do an attack, you're committed, and unless you dodge out of that attack, unless it's an attack that doesn't have iframe locks, you're committed.
Yeah.
So if that monster fucking turns around and slaps you, you're getting slapped no matter what. In this game, the focus mode is very, very forgiving when it comes down to, you can be pointed in this direction and then the boss turns this direction. That focus mode allows you to extremely quickly turn around and kind of, pinpoint your attacks in that direction. So it does make it a lot easier. But I also at the same time think that's a very good thing when it comes down to, like Bill said, he's an extremely casual player. They kind of are looking for that kind of a player base, in my opinion. They want to push Monster Hunter to
More mass, I get. Yeah.
to more of a mass,
same
that
thing that-
being able to be played by the masses.
Yeah. It's similar to Elden Ring for the Souls people.
Yep.
This Elden Ring was made for a more casual
sure.
audience that liked open world RPGs, didn't want to be stuck. So
Right. And I think again, I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing. I think that it's
just not a fit for you.
I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm playing it. But I do think that I feel that they not corrected, but they overwent to one side, where I think that there is a happy medium between both, where they can get kind of both. And I'd ultimately, I've said it before when we talked about Wilds and what's next for Monster Hunter. And we know that they've already done an MMO, but I really do think that they are pushing and trying to figure out, like, how do we do an MMO in this space and make it work, and find that happy medium and balance. This feels, when I play it, I'm very much of like, this is their testing ground for this idea. Like, this is their testing ground for making a true Western based MMO. There was one in the East. It did not. I don't know if it's still going or not.
It did extremely well.
Yeah,
it did extremely well.
Private servers, I believe.
Yeah,
I thought.
No, it's still going strong.
Maybe that's only in the West then.
Okay, yeah.
It's
So
only in the East.
they don't have one in the Western side. That's like that.
There is no private servers for the West. So if you want to play that MMO, you still have to go and
You have to VPN that. Maybe that's what it is. Gotcha. Yeah.
But I mean, again, ultimately, we'll wrap kind of this stuff up on Monster Hunter. But again, I was the one that was the most staunch out of against it. It's fun. Like, I'm playing. I'm playing it. Will I say I'm fully enjoying it as much as I did Worlds? No. Is it fun? Yes. And I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. That's awesome. As well. And
I'm really interested to see if they do what they did in Worlds, where the next expansion is kind of where they brought in like the like Uber fights, right? Like, when it came down to Worlds, Iceborne was like the skill level that you needed when it came to Worlds was almost doubled when it came to Iceborne. So it was kind of like a stepping stool for the difficulty level. And again, I'm not saying that's what they should do. I believe that they should have a decent progression system when it comes to difficulty in the base game, like they did in Worlds. But I do agree. I do think that it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that.
I think they should have systems just like Mythic Plus. I love what Mythic Plus and Greater Rifts and Diablo and that kind of style. I don't know why they wouldn't do that in this. So
yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. I know people that are already in like their HR 100s, 200s. It's
at least it's better than Rise.
That shit.
From what it seems.
Nothing Rise.
I will say that. I thought Rise was baby's first fucking Monster Hunter, but whatever.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it was designed for Twitch, so what are you gonna do? All right. I just want to make sure. Okay, so that button is, for whatever reason, not working. So let me just make sure that you guys don't see the fucking back empty stuff again. All right, here we go. So now we should be good. All right, so now we're gonna completely switch gears and talk about golfing. How do you guys feel about golfing?
Great.
Fucking
golfing's
Don't
fun.
give a fuck.
You actually play, Bill? Play actual golf?
Golfing simulators.
Yeah, I golf.
You golf?
It's a good time.
Well,
golf.
This would make.
I haven't golfed in a very long time, but
it's funny. I'm actually I'm to the point where me and my buds are talking about picking up golfing this year, so I might be at that age of getting into that.
Also, at the very least, go to a driving range and have fun with it.
Yeah, IPAs and golfing, both picking those up this year. So.
You pick up alcoholism and golfing. It's great. They go hand in hand. I can promise you that. One will drive you to the other.
Kind of do, actually. Yeah.
All puns intended. So it makes sense to me though, Bill. Completely. Now that you said like, oh, I golf because golf is the fucking Dark Souls of sports. I want to put that out there. Golfing is fucking Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Bloodborne of sports. It is you and that fucking hole. Come on, bro. It's you in that fucking hole. It's either you got to fat roll and make it in or not. And if you don't, you're gonna fucking kill yourself with a heart attack. So it's the same shit.
What's mini golf then? I don't know what that would be considered. Monster Hunter.
All right. So what we're talking about, obviously, what you're seeing on screen is PGA 2K25. This is actually PGA games and golf games have actually been a little bit of a kind of a pleasure of mine that I've kept behind closed doors for a long time because you know,
should have stayed that way.
Shut up. Like, honest to God, though,
Why are
like,
we being so mean?
because it's the 150th episode, and why not?
Yeah.
Like the game, golfing and golf games are actually really fun. If you've never played one, you know, I would say, like, especially with the group of buddies, if you said like you and your friends are going to start getting into golfing, go pick up like one of the old, like 2023. You can get it for like $10 right now, right? And go play some of that. And it, honest to God, you don't have to get super, like, a lot of people are like, oh, you got to get super sim with it and whatever else. You don't. Like, you can literally go out there and change these settings to make it pretty easy and just whack a ball into a fucking hole and get online and, you know, fucking bet $5 or drink some whiskey and have a good time. And it's a lot of fun. But but this is the new iteration, 2K25. And they really did a phenomenal job of just like making you feel like you're on the course and, you know, you are playing golf, but not making it so difficult where it's like you want to bash your head in because you're trying to understand all these mechanics. You know, I don't know. It's just really fun. Like, it's really good. Every night I kind of try to get in and play, you know, 9 holes, and go out there. But, I don't know. Do you guys have any questions about this game? It's
What's like the
I know all about
technological
it.
advances in this game?
my
Like,
dad
how
plays
has
this
it
game.
pushed the industry? That's what
how
I wanna
has it
know.
pushed the industry?
Can you see all the grooves on the ball?
How has this game changed from the previous game? Did it add open world aspects to it? Did it
No,
add
but that'd be
difficulty
dope. That would be
levels?
fucking dope.
Is
PvP
there
would be amazing.
monsters?
Please.
Yes,
Is there
yes.
monsters that you have to shoot
Actually,
your ball
yeah,
past?
yeah. If you
Yeah.
fuck up too many times, this big fucking Godzilla beast just runs onto the course and steals your steals your ball. No. So a couple of things that they've changed from the past, right? So previously the game was not, I wouldn't say it's like super arcadey, but it definitely leaned a little bit more toward kind of the arcadiness. This one kind of brought it back a little bit more into being not a more simulator, but not as sim. What you can see really on like the right hand side is where they've kind of started their, like they did well in 2023, but they perfected in 2025 is kind of like the whole like swing mechanic. So I'm playing on obviously mouse and keyboard, and with this, you click a button and then you like drag your mouse back and then drag your mouse forward, and that's your shot. And depending on how you do it, you know, you're aiming for these little like gray areas. If you get a perfect, then it's a perfect shot. If you don't, then it goes off. And yeah, so I mean that's their whole kind of big thing to push here, and then their online system is gotten a lot better. They also have a course designer, which I've downloaded some courses that are fucking wacky. You know, that's just like literally nothing but like sand fucking pits all over, and you have like a 100 like fucking inch radius to try to get your ball onto.
So basically golf with friends, just really.
Kind of, but obviously golf with friends is a lot more goofier. You know, and the online system is fun too, because like you can have it where you can play with buddies and you can do like the furthest drive, you know, goes, is a ball that you play off of. But for people that love golf, it's a great game. For people that like, I don't watch golf, and I don't necessarily play golf, but like I do enjoy playing these games. They're fun, man. Like it's just a good fucking time just to get in there and just whack the shit out of a ball and fucking go. So
This is my dad's
I
after
think-
work relax with a beer and play some golf game.
Yeah.
He
I
loves this
think
shit.
I think our little Cinny is growing up a little bit. He's like
I like
getting into the
story,
simulation games
fucking
now.
like golf.
He's like getting into the simulation games now. The next
Mhm.
thing he's gonna be playing is like Mechanic Simulator 2025, and he'll be like, "This is the best fucking game of the world, man."
Yeah, I mean, I am one to build roads. You know, that comes with it. No, like Bill, just like you said, man, it's one of those things where literally, if you've had a long day or whatever else, you can relax, sit back, and play some golf. Now, again, it will frustrate the shit out of you sometimes when you're like,
I
oh,
feel like you would get pissed at this
like
game.
that, bro. I missed a fucking 4-foot goddamn
Bro.
putt, bro. What the fuck?
Golf clap.
Ah!
Golf clap.
But
There you go.
if I don't know if any of you have noticed, and then we'll move on from because there's only so much you can talk about PGA 2K20. There are two things I want to say. One, have you guys noticed my caddy at all? Like, have you paid attention to my caddy?
What the fuck is
No.
a caddy?
The guy
Person
holding
that
the
holds the
Shaq
clubs.
fucking clubs.
Where's the
Oh, I
gopher
thought-
at?
I
Where's the
thought it was your
the-
pants. I was like, are we doing fashion golf now?
Where's your
No,
caddy?
those are slacks. Okay.
I don't know what a caddy is, so I have not been paying attention.
Do
to it,
you
no.
do you know the movie Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the
Make it the
caddy,
second one.
the caddy is from Happy Gilmore, and they also have Shooter McGavin in the game, so you can play as Shooter McGavin, which is
That's
really
pretty
fucking
cool.
cool. I missed that fucking drive.
Cool.
This is making me mad watching this. So, but
Ooh, that was rough.
yeah, the other thing that I will say about the game that is pretty egregious is that if you pre-order the game, so you spent $150 on it, or 100 to 120, I'm sorry, it's 100 or 120. You could choose which one you
Bro.
wanted. You got the game.
Damn.
You got the game early for 7 days. On top of that, you got a bunch of like this credits and all of this kind of stuff. If you're familiar with 2K at all, whether it's 2K basketball, 2K golf, to progress your character, you need this stuff called VC. To get VC, you either A, level up, or B, you buy it. If
So
you
then how much have you whaled?
no,
in this
I've
game?
not whaled at all. I like zero for this game. If you buy the $100 edition or 120 or 50, whichever one it is, you have enough VC to level your character pretty much to 99. If you don't, right now it's a grind. But here's the kicker: that before the 7 days that they had before that, they didn't tell anybody this, they had an accelerator on. So like as you were
Oh, wow.
leveling, you were getting
Dang.
VC super fucking quick and easy. And so you were able to level your character extremely quickly.
But what does that do? Is
Makes
there,
your character better.
PvP tournaments? Is that something that you can like?
Yeah, so, I mean, you go on-
effectively be
you-
better
it's-
than other characters.
Oh yeah, you can pay to win. Like you can definitely
Okay.
buy VC. So okay, let me say this: if you pay money for VC, you have to level up to use that VC. But if you level up and don't have the VC, then you can't level your character. So your character is shittier than someone that paid money and leveled their character, and then
there is PvP though, right? Like there.
yeah, there's PvP
you can go
tournaments.
against-
Yeah.
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that's pay to win.
it's
yeah.
it's
Wow.
it's definitely pay to win, for sure.
Is this
So, like,
is this EA?
game,
Nope. This is it's who the fuck? Wait, 2K. Who the fuck does 2K? I think it's 2K. I think that's the it's 2K.
is
Probably.
it 2K?
Yeah.
I feel like this game is perfect for like divorced dads with a disposable income.
I'm not divorced.
I didn't
Wow.
say you were the main target audience for it. I'm just saying.
It's like I know that you love
just-
playing this game, but it's for divorced dads. So
Yeah.
just saying.
uh like but the predatory again, that predatory nature is that the day that the game went live, they flipped the switch. So now
Yeah.
you can't earn VC as quick, you don't level as quick, and the grind has become real and people are pissed off about it.
Sounds
you
like
know,
something
so-
that EA would do. That's why I asked. I'm like, that seems like something scummy EA or Ubisoft would do.
Yeah, no, it's just 2K. But that's the same with like, well, the VC thing is the same how it is in NBA 2K. Because like NBA 2K,
Yeah.
to be competitive in that game, you have to spend no less than $100. You buy the game, then you got to spend 40 or 50 extra bucks to be competitive in it. If you don't, you're not
That's
going to be
crazy.
competitive. So
I'm just
Uh,
saying, sign on to this, grab a Miller High Life and listen to some Creed. And
it's fucking
That's a
great
good
time.
night,
It's
man.
fucking great.
Just
Fucking
saying,
great time.
sign on to this. Ignore your kids that you're supposed to be paying attention to when they're over there with your without your wife there.
yeah, and then their new
Dump
stepdad.
some beers. Yeah.
All right. Well, wait, where did Scruffy, did I get? Oh no. Scruffy, I'm gonna have you talk about Fragpunk before I talk about the other game that
Right.
I've been playing. So Fragpunk also released,
Yeah.
and I've got some things about Fragpunk that I want to say, but I'm gonna let you
Okay.
you speak about it first.
I feel like
That's
we
the
talked about this
CS:GO with
in the,
cards, right?
in the beta. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is well,
Valorant.
I'd compare it more to Valorant with the card system. So if you guys don't know Fragpunk, it is the newest like first-person shooter SND, which is like search and destroy 5v5 style. So very similar to Valorant, where you do have the heroes, as well as a like a buy tab of like guns. But the twist with this game is that each round in a match, your team and the enemy team both get a random selected 3 set of cards that are randomly selected that you each vote on as a team, and each of those cards will add different modifiers to the match or to that round, where it can alter either say the map in certain ways or your character. You know, there's just, for example, some cards that will make the map a frozen wasteland where it gives everybody the ability to slide around, or add like high tall grass that shrubs you can hide in and stuff. And then for your character, you can make the enemies have like big heads, or for yourself, you can make yourself have small heads, or stop healing for the enemy team, stuff like that. And there's in the beta there was a lot of cards. In the full release here, there is an absolute shit ton. I haven't even seen them all. There's over like at least 200 or 300 cards. I feel like now it's absolutely absurd. And the best thing about it is like it really comes really fast. Like each round, it explains like what the modifiers are. We're like looking at the card, you know.
There's 169 cards.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, there is a lot, dude.
Nice.
And you know, I've never really had a point where I don't understand like what a card does going into that round. Like you pick it up real fast, and you can kind of identify like what that modifier is and how to play with it or against it. And I think that's the very unique twist with this game. It just adds so much diversity to each match. Like every match, there's no match that will be the same. That's just like my way to put it. Like CS:GO and Valorant, you know, while it's being fun, it gets repetitive to me. But this has such like just a new light of shooter. So,
real quick, Scruffy.
yeah,
I'm gonna speak on behalf of your entire community, specifically that watch you play this game. If you don't move your fucking webcam so that we can see whatever beautifulness that is this, instead of your fucking weird hands shoved into holding a robot's hand and this wannabe fucking beard, please, like, what is this? How would you block this? And also, I want to address one quick thing. Just one quick thing.
all right.
Okay,
All right.
real quick. So Scruffy died here. Okay, yep. His team bought the big head. This is the enemy team. Bought the big head pat mode, and you didn't get a headshot, bro.
I missed. I'm terrible with the
Does-
AK in this.
All
game.
right.
Does the
I'm
big head mode make the head hitbox bigger?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like.
And
That's
you
exactly
still
the,
missed.
You missed all of the
No,
shots.
dude. I got beamed. All right, I got beamed. What can I say?
Oh,
But
fuck.
that's so that's the cool part about this game. Like you can literally do anything like that where you give yourself an advantage, but then also the enemies are playing cards against you. So it's just it's a lot of fun, man. There's, I believe, 8 playable characters. I don't have that on
There's more than
tab
that.
right now.
There's more than 8.
There might be more than, you know. Yeah.
There was like when we were looking at the character select screen. Hold on. Keep talking. I'll find it.
Yeah. But you know, the character I love playing is Corona. He's like a fire god dude who dashes around and yeah, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
13.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 13. Wow. As well as the buy system's a little different too. Unlike Valorant and CS:GO, where you have to like buy your guns each time, each half you get a select like quota of guns. So you only have like 2 ARs you can pick for that that half, and then 2 snipers and 2 shotguns, all that. And if you use them all, you run out, and or your team can share them with you. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it definitely just does come down to like your classic S&D style, though. So, that stays the same.
Here's my question: Did you play both betas that they had of this?
I did.
Okay.
Yes, the alpha and the beta.
So the alpha to me felt really good. The
I
beta
agree.
felt very different. And not
I
as
also
good.
agree.
Is this
I thought the same.
closer to alpha or is this closer to beta?
Closer to alpha with a few tweaks. I feel like they tweaked some movements. I felt slower in the beta than I did the alpha, and I still feel that same speed in the full release. But I felt like the gunplay was a lot more fluent in the alpha, and I feel that here. So
Okay, because that was one of my biggest things of being like, I don't know if
Yeah.
I want to go back to this because the beta did not feel good. Like I mean, when the alpha was going, I played all the way up until literally it turned off.
I agree. Yeah.
The beta, I played one or two matches and I was like, I don't know what the fuck has changed. I can't put my finger on it, but I don't want to play this. This is not good.
No, I totally agree. Something felt off in the beta, and this definitely going into it, I was like, it still feels different, but you kind of can get used to it. And since I've been playing for a bit now, I have. I still feel like a little slower, especially I think what they've tweaked that I'm noticing is when you're being shot at, you're a lot slower to move, to get out of it. That's a thing just like in CSGO or Valorant. They do the same kind of effect. And so I feel that a lot more in this.
I feel like the alpha was just so, like, to be 100% honest, I think one of the things that I don't know if this game is going to survive is because I think it took too long to come out. Like, I'm not saying it's not good or not, or bad, because I haven't played this version of it, but I think like why they chose to drop right now, and honest to God, like, they had the hype with the alpha, they should have dropped. I think the game was ready to drop, and I don't know why they didn't, but you're competing with fucking Rivals right now. And I'm sorry, but like, I know Rivals is a completely different game style,
same company,
but yeah, is it the same fucking company?
This is NetEase too, bro.
Okay. Well, then I don't, then that's why, that's why they didn't want to split their fucking audience that they thought or something like that.
Exactly. But I think, I don't think they actually took too long to launch. I agree. I would have loved a shadow drop, like after the alpha, but like, hey, we're dropping now. Would have been amazing. And they would have rode that shit crazy. But there's a lot more to it now. Like, I will say they did not, they went off with the content that's available in this release.
It just seems like coming out with Rivals, I don't know, man, like Rivals is just on such a fucking high.
They've dropped quite a bit. Holy shit. 113 is their all-time peak. They're at 51,000 right now.
Well, I mean,
that's still good though. I mean, that's you're gonna see a drop no matter what. 50K is still a very
considering Marvel Rivals
number.
is still sitting at 207,000.
Yeah, I mean, your Marvel Rivals is in a whole other vein right now. They definitely took the world by storm. I don't think Fragpunk was going to seize that, even if they dropped at a later or sooner date.
I think if they would have dropped that alpha, I think if they would have dropped after alpha, it would have like soared, because and how long it would have. I'm not saying that it would have kept the momentum past Rivals, because again, like you said, Rivals is not just hitting Overwatch fans, right? Like it's hitting, comic book fans, Marvel fans. I mean, it's competitive fans. Like that is a serotonin drip that fucking game, for someone like, especially like me, fucking perfect. But I just think that like this market is so fucking saturated. Like you've got, Siege, you've got, Valor, you've got CS, and look at CS has fallen. Like CS is nowhere as popular as what it used to be. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not saying the game's bad. Like I
totally hear you. Yeah.
I love the card system. Like I think it's brilliant.
I like the end game, like that
is amazing. Yes,
the tiebreaker,
like the overtime,
the duel. The duel is one of my favorite parts of this game, dude. Yeah, I forgot to hit on that. Yeah, after it goes to OT, both teams go into a 1v1 kind of gauntlet style where you pair up randomly with another single person on their team, and say you win, you keep going, and you'll fight that next person and just keep fighting until you die, and then it'll go on to the next person on your team to fight theirs. It's amazing. And I'll gloat, I have ran the entire gauntlet once, did 1v5.
Do you think, the question, do you think that game mode alone could be its own thing? Because I personally think that is a fucking dope ass
game mode in this, where it's, I think, just duels. I don't know if it's out yet. It came out in the beta as like the last like couple days they did like a duel game mode, and I don't know if it's out yet on the release, but it's gonna come.
I legit think that a game like that, a game mode like that is its own game, full just a fucking 6v6 or 5v5 duel, $20. and it's a character base. It literally just take that fucking mode, drop it for $20, and I think that game would. I think that would fucking be out of this world popular. But
I agree. But
my question is, do you guys think this has got the chops to make it the entire way? Because like we've seen so many of these types of games, X Defiant being the recent one, that have just kind of they release for like a year and then it's shut down. Generally,
this has got so much on X Defiant. It's not even funny. I think so. I really hope so, but I do think so. I think this one will have the chops. I think it's going to take some of that clientele from Valorant. And Valorant's big. That game's not going to go down. But
what the fuck are you doing right here?
I'm glitching. It's a card that you can sleep to heal and use it in a corner. I die though. Some dude shoots me after this.
Great.
I don't know, man. I really hope to see they do well, and I think it does have the chops as long as they keep feeding that content and releasing new heroes. And not only that, I would like to see them release like new guns and stuff like CS:GO does. But I don't think these games do that as much as they should.
No, they don't.
Yeah, that is one thing that I was like, man, in 2025, where we have Marvels that released with how many fucking 32, I think.
36.
36. Releasing with 13 is a little rough. But again, like you said, it's not the same type of fucking style, game. But
yeah.
It's not really at the same time. I mean, it's a hero shooter.
Well, it's a hero shooter.
Also NetEase, so they have no excuse. They've done it once.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is I'm like, man,
maybe so. I don't know.
So
I'm fine with the 13. It's not
at
like
the same
a steep
time.
learning
It's not.
Curve.
Yeah, at the same time, it's not like you're locked down to only using this weapon with this character, correct? Like you can customize.
Yeah, you can use any weapon with any
It's just the
character.
abilities.
Yeah.
And just the abilities are locked to the specific characters.
So
that might help him out right there.
Here's why I think this game is going to be gone within. I'm going to give it a year and a half. I don't think it'll be more than a year and a half. But I think a year and a half. I don't think it'll be less because it's NetEase. I think NetEase is looking at what Marvel Rivals did and is saying, we are comparing every game that we do to Rivals. And if it doesn't compete and can't hold that player base, then we're out. We're not putting money into it because why should they? And I think it's wrong, but I think if this game were developed by anybody else, right? Another company, you would have it where it would survive. NetEase, because they have Rivals, is going to expect us to do rival numbers. And it's just not. It's just not, like you said. It's already dropped half. It's down to 50,000 player base. And yes, Marvel Rivals has already dropped half. They were at 450, and now they're at 200. But they're at 400 to 200, and I guarantee that the moment that they drop content, here in 2 weeks, it's gonna, or a week and a half, it's gonna go fucking skyrocket right back up. Like.
Oh yeah, you can see it. I'm looking at it right now. Like their all-time peak in the last 2 months was 644,000, and that was 13th of January, which I think was when they.
That's when the new season dropped.
Correct.
13th of January is when the new season dropped. It wasn't mid-season.
Okay, I thought it was mid-season. When was mid-season? Was that the 24th?
Mid-season.
22nd.
I have to go back and look exactly.
I think it's the 22nd. Yeah, second stage released the 21st.
So I don't know. I mean,
either way,
I do hope that the game stays, but I think that NetEase is just going to pull the plug because their CEO has been very open about being like, "Yo, we're scrapping shit that doesn't make money. So if you want this game to succeed, I guess fucking start pumping, fucking wailing for it because otherwise." I just don't think that it's gonna.
I've wailed a little bit for it.
It's gonna, yeah. And also, I don't think you're gonna pull people from Valorant because Valorant people have dumped too much money into Valorant.
That was my question. I don't think I don't think you're gonna pull people from Valorant, and B, I don't think you're gonna pull people from not Siege.
CS.
It's CS:GO now. You're not gonna pull. They're stuck in their old.
They're going
ways.
after Valorant players.
So the best option that they can have is that as soon as X Defiant is dead and closes down, they get whatever stragglers.
X Defiant players are not going to come over this. X Defiant.
I don't know. They might.
No, that's too far of a different thing. Like that's so much into like wanting the like arcade style. Yeah. Shooter. Their only hope there is like Riot fucking shuts down or something, or Valorant goes to fucking shit. But I don't know. I mean,
That's good though.
Hey.
I liked I'm not a shooter by any means, so this game is not like it's too fast paced. It's too twitchy for me, but I do like the aesthetics of it. I do like the street art kind of weird,
graffiti
like
kinda.
cyberpunk glitchy graffiti kind of shit. Yeah, that is really cool to me. So I'm hoping
do
that they
nail it.
continue on with that.
now
For sure.
you know what I just thought of though, and this will be kind of the last thing that I'll say about it, and we can move on if we want. But I forgot this is on console, so that actually might keep it alive a lot longer. I know Valorant has just moved to console, but
I will say though, unfortunately the console release got delayed.
okay, well it'll be on console.
It'll be on console. It did get delayed.
Did they give a reason?
I believe it was the same reason that Xdefiant. It didn't pass some
cert, right?
Something like that.
Was it Microsoft cert or was it Sony's certs for putting on
Microsoft
there?
don't have certs.
I'd have to look at it again.
Microsoft has very strict certs.
I know.
They don't have loot boxes in this, right?
No, they actually have like a kind of a gotcha system.
I wonder if that's why Microsoft's got a problem with it, because loot boxes are like and the gotcha system is really big on. Is is Honkai or any of that kind of stuff on any of the consoles?
That's on PlayStation.
Is it on PlayStation? I think it was.
Yeah.
During
Zenless, Genshin, and Honkai are all on PlayStation. They're not on Xbox though.
Yeah.
During the console compliance testing process, we encountered unexpected technical challenges in the optimization and adaptation. That's what I say. So rather than rushing it to console, I don't know.
I mean that might be Xbox because they might have ran into optimization for the Series S.
I don't. Is it going to be on Series S?
It seems to be every fucking time.
Yeah, if it was that situation, they would have.
If they release it to Microsoft, it has to be Series S compatible. Because that's any game that releases on Xbox.
I figure if that would have been the case, that they would have just went and launched on. They wouldn't have waited on the PlayStation front. A lot of games,
I don't know,
when they've had that issue, have launched on PlayStation and Xbox.
I'm calling the gotcha mechanic. I will never know. I'm calling the gotcha mechanics.
I don't see it though. I'm not so sure about that, but.
It's a very and not to dissuade, it could be the gotcha, but it's a very like minor like gotcha. Like it's less of a pity system. Like you don't have to buy into it as much from right now, from what I can tell. Now I believe it's preseason. That could change with future gotcha passes or the gotcha.
Do they have a battle pass too? Yeah,
stuff. There's a battle pass. There's also a premium edition to it and an ultimate edition.
Wait. So they have the battle pass, then they have a premium battle pass, and then they have an ultimate battle pass?
The premium is to unlock everything that's not free. The ultimate is like your Call of Duty Black Cell, where it gives you variants to the premium stuff. So it's just an added, whale.
I don't know, man. I think that kind of puts a nail in its coffin even more to me personally, but
overly monetized.
Yeah, it might be a little overly monetized because there is as well a membership.
What?
Yeah, no, I don't know, dude. That's
which is
rough,
like
dude. I think
Fortnite
that
crew. No, it's like Fortnite crew. So you get a membership, you get the battle pass for not for free, but
keep all that shit on Fragpunk. Don't let it touch my fucking Marvel Rivals. I swear to
what
God.
I is I just saw today. I don't know if it's real or not, but I believe so. But I think Siege is doing a membership as well.
They've had a membership.
They've had a membership for a few seasons now.
Okay. So yeah,
I don't know, dude. With all that and the gotcha, I don't know, dude. That's that to me. That's a huge red flag right there. But that's just me.
I bought all of it.
Oh my God, Scruffy. I mean, I don't have any right to talk, but holy fuck, man. All right.
Yeah, Mr. $500 into Rivals, probably. More than that.
Okay. First off, if you're gonna fucking quote my wellness, make sure you accurately quote my wellness. It's like 1,500.
I gotta pump those numbers,
sir. Yes, those are rookie numbers. Excuse me.
Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, I gotta pay for at least one dev. So
great.
All right. All right. Well, I mean, we're talking about whaling, and I'm not gonna spend more than like 4 minutes talking about this because I am ashamed of myself, but it is what it is. You guys know what this game is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
unfortunately, and we're actually going to spend more than 5 minutes because we.
Yeah, I mean, but no, I'm just talking about what I'm
it.
playing about it. So it's World of Warcraft. I have just come to the fucking realization that I keep looking for MMOs and I just keep coming back to this one, and I just need to fucking suck it up and just stay with this one until Ashes of Creation becomes a full thing and I have real people to play with.
I think you need to suck it up and just stick with Final Fantasy because
I'm not doing that.
MMO.
I'm not doing that. I'm not. That's I will deal with story. I will not deal with that story.
Oh, good
so,
lord.
I don't know. Anyway, the reason I came back to it, the new season dropped, season 2 of The War Within. If you remember, originally I played The War Within. Really enjoyed it. Why did I pick this part? This is where I like literally fucking. We're not showing this. We're skipping ahead. But you know, they launched season 2. I liked The War Within. It was a great expansion. This is that next season of that expansion where they're taking it to the Undermine, and you're fighting like against Gazlowe and consider and you know pushing that story along the line. Really great story beats. The Goblin area is fucking hilarious and also fun. You have a fucking dragster car that you're like racing around the Undermine and like you know fucking drifting and all this other kind of crazy shit. I can see Enigma at the corner of my eye shaking his fucking head. I know you don't like it, but I don't know, man. It's fun. It's goofy. It's enjoyable. The raid is fucking fun.
It's brain rot.
Okay, sure. It's whatever. It's one of those things where I can turn my fucking mind off and I can go play it and have a good time. And
do you also play PGA in the side as well, where you're playing?
Yeah, I'm playing both.
He does.
Yeah, I'm playing PGA with my feet.
Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
And Marvel Rivals.
No, he's just opening his wallet for that one.
Look, it's the game. It's a fun time. Like literally, you know,
I'm not getting dizzy, man. Like it is what it is.
I don't need to sit here and talk about WoW a bunch.
In the long run, it's WoW. You know what you're getting with WoW. It's the same shit you get year in, year out. It's like playing it's like playing fucking Call of Duty. You're gonna get fucking WoW. You're gonna get a decent experience. It's gonna be okay.
Yep. It's comfort food. It's what you know, it's what you may enjoy or whatever else. You go back to it, you smash a couple buttons for a little while, you jump out, then you go back in. So
I am surprised that you're playing a monk, though. I really am.
Well, so I went back to play my because if you remember, again, I leveled my monk all the way through in War Within. That was my first 80. It was fine, but I just I wasn't feeling it. Jumped over to Shaman, fell in fucking love with Enhancement Shaman. Went to this and played Enhancement Shaman, and it felt really off. Like it just didn't feel as good.
Yeah. Shaman is just not feeling very good.
Well, Elemental Shaman is fucking phenomenal. Elemental Shaman is like top tier, but I don't like the way Elemental Shaman plays. Decided like, hey, I'm gonna go back to my comfort again, which is Monk. And have enjoyed the shit out of Monk. Now I am gonna level a Void Priest because I don't know, I hate myself. But
yourself,
yeah. But I am gonna level a Void Priest. But no, I'm enjoying the fuck out of Monk. You know, and it's a good time. So you know. Yeah, so it's WoW. Hey, it's if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's it. We're not going to cover it anymore unless you guys want to fucking call me an asshole.
Wow.
What? Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I always want to call you an asshole.
you got me, Scruffy.
Wow.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the news section, and keeping in with WoW, they have announced that you are gonna do housing. You know,
housing after fucking 20 years or some shit. Like,
yeah. And it will, let me tell you something, it will fucking go over like gangbusters.
Yeah, it will.
Because for whatever reason, the question is,
do you think that they're going to go down the routes of housing like Elder Scrolls Online did, where you have to purchase the housing plots?
Yes, probably.
Maybe.
I bet you they will.
They could like look like, here's what they'll do. They'll maybe jump into that, right, to see if they're going to overstep, and then if they do, they'll pull it back.
If you scroll down, there's videos of them doing the housing.
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
So
it's just interior shots, is from what I can tell, though.
Yeah.
But it's impressive, man. Like for housing in WoW, I did not expect like this amount of like customization. I figured that they would give you like a house, it will be already slightly decorated. It would be kind of like your war bond, or not your war bonds, your whatever that was in Warlords
Yeah,
of
it
Draenor,
was-
the
yeah.
like
Yeah, I know you're talking. We know what you're
the-
talking about. The-
yeah, you know what I'm talking
Yep.
about. But like the customization that was in that, where it was like very basic, you know, you could upgrade a thing or two here, but it was still the same no matter what you did. This is actually like impressive amounts of customization, like minute details, being able to move like cups onto tables, being able to like move your windows around. It's almost on par with like Final Fantasy's housing customization, or even I would say even WildStar's housing customization. How WildStar was crazy
They had a really
with their
good
housing.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not on that
RIP.
level. It's not on that level, but it's close, man. It is extremely fucking close. So
Wow, they don't even
um,
they even allow you to clip shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Most
It's crazy, man.
games are there.
I didn't call this from WoW. Like when they announced that they were going to be putting housing in, I was like, yeah, right. Fucking
Yeah,
whatever. You've been saying
right.
that for the past 20 fucking years.
Whose chair
Whatever,
is that?
bro. There
I
you
mean,
go.
look, we have said this for years, and you know, well, this is our last show for a little while. We're gonna go out saying it. Like the one thing that Blizzard does is Blizzard looks at what everybody else is doing and fucking goes,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, we
sure.
could do that. Yeah, sure. Like that's
We can do
popular.
that.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we can
probably
do
do
that.
that. Like, and then they're gonna, and then
Only with WoW,
Yeah.
with Blizzard, it's we can do that.
Yeah.
20 years after it's fucking
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I don't know,
And it
and
might not be as good. It might not be as a finished product.
No,
This
I mean,
this looks pretty
this
good.
I
no, with
I
their,
don't know.
their
I think it's gonna be
past
pretty
stuff.
polished, honestly.
This one looks, yeah.
When it
I'm just
comes-
saying with their past game modes and whatnot that they've stolen, you know.
I don't know. I mean, when it comes to WoW, I think that they put their time and effort into making like I get like, you know, again, BRs are fucking, you know, they're coming to an end. Blizzard is
That
now
thing
like,
did really well though.
yeah, Plunderstorm. Like, and it was, I'm not going to say it wasn't,
Shockingly,
you know,
I don't
like,
know.
you know, Plunderstorm did well. Am I cool with it? The fact that it was, you had to buy it to get into it, to pay for a subscription. No, we already about all that. But, you know, I don't know, like what they do, and when they decide to do something, they do it well. Now, I will say they fumbled the bag on Season of Discovery because Project Ascension
That's what
does it way
was
better.
kind of- yeah.
You know, than this, but than WoW. But I don't know, man. I mean, I never thought that they wouldn't succeed at doing this. I just think that it's one of those things too, where it's like it's going to be super popular. But I just think it's like, why are you doing it so late in the game? Like, you know,
Yeah.
I will say we
But-
do rag on them for like copying all of these other aspects from games and doing all this different stuff. But I mean, at least they're making a game that kind of encapsulates everything and gives everyone something that they might like. So
But,
mean, yeah.
but again, they're doing that 15 years past when it was
yeah, it's too
published.
late. Like, it's just, I mean,
Like
well,
for some
people
things.
have been asking for housing since
This
like
is
literally
a bit late.
Crusade.
Yeah, I'm not just saying this specifically. They definitely have been late on the drop for this, but other things
Yeah.
they've
I mean,
you know hit
if
faster on.
they want, here's the thing that, well, as I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it's going to be popular or not, or if it's a good idea or not, but tying loot mechanics to shit that you can put into your house as drops.
Oh no, I think they should.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
also too,
100%,
but I'm gonna
yeah.
tell you something, like for me, like unless I can sell it, like I need to be able to vendor those
Yeah, I mean,
items
They
I-
should do
it's-
that
you-
as well.
because
Again, Final Fantasy does that, and they do an extremely good job with their housing. Right? They do it to where like every dungeon has housing items. You can usually sell 90% of those things on the market, and they generally, for the most part, sell extremely well because say what you want. There's a bigger
Yeah, people
casual
like to fucking-
population there. There
yeah.
is a hardcore population, right? There's a bigger population of people that are going to spend hours and hours making their house look fucking phenomenal.
right.
And then there's the hardcore people that are going to be like, I don't fucking want this. Here, take it. And
Right.
they're going to pay for it out the ass. They do that in Final Fantasy. The one thing I will say with this is I really hope that they don't do the housing system like Final Fantasy does, where it's a certain like it's neighborhoods and there's only a finite amount of housing. That needs to not
Right.
happen.
No, I don't.
It needs to be
it'll be
instance. It
instant.
needs to
I don't
be
think it will.
everybody can have a housing plot. It needs to be that way, or else it's gonna.
It-
It'll still be popular if it's not.
yeah,
I just think it'll be annoying.
I think they're gonna. I don't see. to me, that one thing that Blizzard does phenomenally well is their instance. Like they know how to do instance content. It'll be instanced. I don't see that being anything different than that.
I think
way,
again, it's going to be just like Warlords of Draenor. I think that's legitimately going to be very much. That's probably what they built the entire system upon, and then they've just built more customization.
I wonder, and do we know, is this just going to be like a house building sim, decorations and stuff, or is there going to be some interaction like other games have, where you get like you can farm materials or get some minor boosts or extra.
So they did that with in Warlords. That is it is going to fucking drive me crazy. Someone needs to look up whatever the fucking name of your base was in Warlords of Draenor, please, because it's going to drive me nuts. But they had that. It was not popular. The community did not like it because it segmented it off. Garrisons. Yes, it segmented it off too much. I do think that, where I see it being, again, it's just so that you can model off like your gear that you may have gotten from other drops, stuff like that. I hope that they don't have any kind of buffs tied to it. This just needs to be like, hey, you want to go do this? Great, go do it. It doesn't affect your world stuff that's going on.
Gotcha.
It needs to be a place where they can replace Goldshire for you to Urban. Right?
Yeah, I guess sure. If you want to go have sex with a fucking night elf, go do it in your own fucking home. Don't dirty up my old shit.
Yeah, since like no night elves in mine, only
I want undead. If I'm gonna get a boner, it better be from an undead. Damn it!
I only want the space goats and the furry races.
Some necro shit going on with
man. Yeah, give me the Volperas and the goblins, baby.
Oh shit!
Volpera, goblins, and gnomes. I like my bitches short. All right. I mean, my wife's 5 foot, so I'm not. I have a I have a style. All right. Let's talk about Siege X. They actually had their reveal showcase. Yeah, Bill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that went down today. It's exciting. I hope this does good things for Siege because it's been kind of on a downhill trajectory. But they showed off the new graphics, the new engine. Siege X is not a new game. It is a update that is coming out next season, and it is a complete overhaul to the game itself.
That's what I was going to ask. So I know it's a big thing to ask. So if you want to tell me to fuck off, please tell me to fuck off. Can you give me like a TLDR of what the fuck this is supposed to do? Like a quick TLDR.
Yeah. So
Siege X is actually doing
graphics, audio, new game mechanics, new game mode, and engine updates that hopefully include a updated anti-cheat and whatnot. They haven't confirmed that yet, but I would assume that it's going to come with a new engine means they're going to come with new anti-cheat.
It's just their new graphics because I mean maybe it's just me, but I don't know, and then they don't look. I'm not seeing that much of a difference.
See different visuals, like some of the doors and like pipes and stuff. But that's new mechanics too. The graphics don't really look too different.
I mean, it's not going to be like
that updated.
I'm wondering if it's more along the lines of graphics update when it came down to like Siege Go or like not Go. Counter-Strike Go versus Counter-Strike 2, where they were like, yeah, we did an update on our graphics, but it was really just like lighting and gas and
it's going to be a lot of lighting. It's going to be a lot of particles.
Because you
have to remember this game came out on the PS4 era, so the console or the graphical jump in that like the last 10 years hasn't been that significant. Siege was already kind of ahead of its time whenever it originally launched, so this is the graphics are probably the least important update with the update.
Like I said, I can kind of see it a little bit. I can see the difference in lighting. It
looks worse to me.
Like they look like they kind of reflect shadows and lighting a little bit more.
It's a compressed video. It looks like shit. But it's a compressed video. Okay. I'm just gonna take it. It's honest to God, it's a double compressed video because they're streaming it once and then we're streaming it again. So like,
tell me more about this new game mode. What's that about?
Well, the game mode is what we're watching right now, and it is a 6v6 game mode. There is a limited pool of operators that they're going to be rotating 2 times a season. So they're going to limit what operators you can take into it, but it's still like a pretty wide pool of operators. It is also a pool of operators comprised of both attackers and defenders, so you can mix and match attackers and defenders onto your team.
That's kinda cool.
And
Still
yeah.
bomb defusal, looks like.
So it's different. It's called Dual Front, is what the game mode's called. So there are different there's 3 different sites. And basically it's an ebb and flow type game mode. You want to push sites, put your diffuser down, and then defend that diffuser while also preventing enemy teams from going to alternate sites and doing the same there. So you're
So it's
gonna
kind of
have
like capture the flag almost.
it's like capture the flag, but with
Yeah.
Rainbow Siege diffusal mechanics.
I get it.
The diffuser takes a decent amount of time to go through.
And there's respawns.
And there's respawns. Yep, there's
Okay.
respawns, and you can operator swap on the fly during respawns. So that's cool.
Okay.
And
That
the
is cool.
diffusers have like a save system, so they're in thirds. So if your diffuser gets to fills up one of the chunks of the circle, next time if the enemy team comes and stops your diffusal, next time you're able to get a diffusal on that site, you will start at that third mark and work it up from there.
That's kind of cool.
Is it gonna be?
I kind of like that because like that was one thing that annoyed me about the original Siege game mode was like there are some attackers that I liked to play and there's some defenders that I like to play, but I didn't necessarily like playing defense or attack with them, right?
Yeah.
So,
So this
I
is
kind of like the
game
fact
mode
that you
that's
kind of play that kind of stuff with whatever you want to play for the most part, or whatever's available at that season junction.
Yeah. So it kind of mixes and melds attacking and defending based on the situation at hand. You're going to be attacking the place that your enemy team has taken over basically, and then you're going to be defending the place that you've claimed as yourself. So
Kind of cool.
yeah, it's going to be a new permanent game mode. I'm interested to see how it
That was
does.
my next question.
Yeah, there's a
Really feels
beta
permanent.
available for it right now. If you guys are interested in playing it, it's a Twitch drop
I'll
to
check
get
it
a
out.
beta code. So
Is this gonna? This isn't It's an additional mode. It's not replacing.
This is an additional permanent game mode. So this isn't
That's
replacing Core Siege. Core Siege is going to be the same with all of the updates and improvements.
Is that an interactive bomb defusal, or was that just a new visual?
That's a new visual for the bomb defusal.
Okay. I'm like, what is this mini game here that we're doing?
So yeah, that's all going to be the same. They are adding new environmental stuff. So like you said with the lighting is all updated and it is going to react in real time with gameplay. So if you shoot out lights are going to go out, and that's going to make
cool.
things darker.
Gas
gas
pipes,
pipes,
lines.
yep. There'll be red gas pipes that you can shoot, and it'll have a flame jet come out of it. If you continue to shoot the pipe, it'll explode and leave fire on the ground for a little bit.
Fucking doing.
It's Siege community, bro. They're some of the most fucking. They're
teabagging.
dude.
It's
It's
like, what is this
the
kid doing?
degens of
Yeah.
the fucking world.
There's going to be fire extinguishers that if you shoot them, they're going to create like a little temporary smoke and concuss anybody that's nearby them. I think I remember them saying that the sprinklers in certain maps, you're going to be able to shoot sprinklers and create an audio mask. So
That's cool.
Yeah, I think that's going to add a nice new, like, fresh twist to it, to the maps
Yeah.
that are
That's
existing.
also being added to the existing one, right? Like that's
yep,
that's
yes.
all of
Yeah.
that's
Nice.
going to be on the
Now,
existing one.
I just
they're
hope
also
they can fix the audio, at least tweak it more.
audio is the big fix that they're
Good.
pivoting. That the audio is going to be significantly improved from
It's gotta
what
be, man.
That's going to be an additional $7 charge that you like.
No, that's just that's Activision. That's not Ubisoft.
Activision.
Ubisoft, they're gonna make you sub to a monthly fee.
I don't
Come
know.
on.
I don't know. It
I've-
depends on if Ubisoft still got control of it. We'll see.
I think there's going to be some good things with it. They're doing a lot of quality of life stuff too. Like you can, whenever you're rappelling now, you can sprint along the wall. So
That's
it's
cool.
not like that super jank, slow rappelling stuff. And you can
Yeah,
also
that's
sprint
gonna be
around
nice.
corners of the building, so you don't have to go up to the top, go to the other corner, come back down. You can
Yeah,
actively
that's
like
gonna be
swap
nice.
what part on the building that you're at. So
Because
Are you-
I hate repelling because of how slow and clanky it is.
You have
it's
to.
going to make rappelling a lot more viable because you can play multiple angles on rappel at that point. The
Definitely.
way that you can sprint around.
When you sprint around it, so we can, and this is just me nitpicking, but when you sprint around it, are you like fully like just running around the corner, or like is it? Because what I'm hoping that it is like how you would in real life, like if you're connected there, which I guess technically in real life it would be how it is now, but you would like jump, like there'd almost be like a hop kind of motion where like you swing out and then come back and then you can run, because you're not gonna be able to just fucking run around a corner. Like that doesn't work.
There's a small animation whenever you go around a corner. I can't remember exactly what it looks like, but there is a like repositioning animation as you kind of like shimmy around the corner. So
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I would assume it's a swing of some type, but yeah, it's all good. I hope that they
Sim's a swinger.
I hope that it all works out
On weekends.
for Siege's benefit. I want the game to thrive. I just hope it comes with a new anti-cheat. I really do.
Yeah.
I know that's been like the
I know it needs it.
linchpin in Siege for like the last 2 years has been the
For
cheating
sure.
situation has got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Hopefully this fixes it.
Is this going to be a ranked mode as well, or just casual?
I don't know. That's
Okay.
I don't think they announced that this
I
is
don't-
going to have a ranked system. I doubt it will.
Yeah,
But-
Yeah, it
I,
seems
I
more
don't
like
think
a
I don't think they'll
casual game
split
mode.
their if they rank this and splitting their audience into two, and I just don't
Too
think-
much
yeah.
because it's already a permanent mode. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they already have deathmatch, team deathmatch, and free for all deathmatch as permanent modes as well, and they're never getting a ranked mode in those. So
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Now are they doing something with like hit detection and all of that as well with like the new engine? Is that going to
should be a full engine overhaul as far as how all that stuff works. So we'll
And this is
just have-
free, no cost, right?
as long as you own Siege, you get this update, and it's going to replace
Nice.
the existing game. So this is what Siege is going to be after
And
this
it's not a
season's
sequel.
over. And it's not a sequel.
That's-
So they're just
Yeah.
fully swapping it to this new version. So
Dude, I say it's free, but if Assassin's Creed Shadows flops, this might not be free anymore. You might have to pay for the upgrade.
That's all I'm
Uh,
saying, man.
So,
It depends on who owns Ubisoft and these
yeah.
franchises after fucking.
Well, I mean, we're talking about obviously Rainbow Six Siege and all of that, and Ubisoft, and apparently says that Ubisoft has been horribly managed. Investors say, shocker. I mean,
Oh,
it's not like we called this fucking years ago. And reports
Yeah.
that he claims that EA and Microsoft might buy the franchise.
Yeah, and this is
I've
coming
also
from.
heard that Tencent has their hat in the ring on
Tencent's-
franchises.
Oh, I
as
wouldn't
well.
doubt it. Tencent
Yeah, it
Tencent already
says in
owns
there.
a good percentage of it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
this is coming from AG Investments, which is a minor holder in it as well. So it's like, while it is technically rumors at the moment. It's rumors backed by somebody that actually
Has
Has
stakes in
has,
the
like,
company.
Yeah.
stake in the game. Yeah. So I don't know, man. We were talking about it a little bit in the podcast chat, and I was just like, I don't know, man. If EA gets it, might
They're
be
cooked.
fucked, bro.
They're cooked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think Microsoft has a chance on getting some of this stuff. I think since it's franchises specifically and not the company overall, that they
yeah.
could definitely pick some of this stuff up. I think if they tried to buy Ubisoft as a
know, man.
whole, then they would get red flagged. But if they try to pick up like Splinter Cell or Assassin's Creed or like one of the major franchises, I think it would go through.
So I think
I think it's just too big of a like again they acquired Activision 2 years ago now, I think, or a year and a half ago, something along those lines. I can't remember when it actually did. But man, they had a lot of fucking press on that. I'm almost curious if they just bought franchises, how much, if they'd be right back in the FD, not
no, I mean I don't think so.
The
because
worst I
it's
could see
franchises
happening
now.
would be them forcing the franchises to say third party. That would be the only thing I
Yeah.
could think
They-
legislation wise that they.
I don't think they have grounds. Like you're now.
I don't think they had grounds prior, but
Well,
still did it.
I mean, buying a whole company is a lot different than buying individual rights or names to these things. Like, if I'm going to go and say, hey, I want to buy Assassin's Creed, right? Like,
what if
you don't have.
What if they buy every one of the fucking, like, every one of those specific game companies or every one of those
No, right.
IPs?
I don't think they can buy every IP. I'm just saying, like, if they were to go and say, hey, I want to buy Assassin's Creed, because again, this is what I was saying. I don't, Microsoft, I think Siege, honest to God, like, will split off into its own thing. They've
You think
already.
Ubisoft will downsize and Siege will be.
I think that
the
would be it.
independent game studio
Yes,
at that point.
Yeah, I think
The-
it will be.
the problem-
Ubisoft will cease to exist, and it will just be Siege, or Rainbow.
The problem will be the Tom
problem
Clancy
with that-
name.
That's what I was about to say. The
I thought they
problem with
dropped
that
Tom
is if
Clancy.
Siege breaks off, no, it's still underneath
still
the
Tom Clancy.
the Tom Clancy.
I could have.
If they drop it, that entire thing is going to have to
X
be
Defiant
pushed
dropped
out.
the Tom Clancy.
Yeah, that's what
Siege
you're
did
thinking
not.
of.
Okay, well then
Yeah.
I think that they will
Because
just
it's still Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's the biggest issue right there. Is just like
Now Tom Clancy developer overall, that would be cool. Like,
yeah. I mean, maybe
but
that's
then they
maybe
would
that's the
have
way that they go.
they would have Ghost Recon and Splinter Cell and Siege looped into one game company.
well that
and then sell off Assassin's Creed, sell off Prince of Persia, sell off
which is where I think Microsoft would buy Assassin's Creed. I think they see value in Assassin's Creed. I think they want Assassin's Creed. They give it to Obsidian or someone like that to do. Sure.
oh god,
They'll just leave Shadows out of it.
You know, Prince of Persia, I think would go to EA because EA has wanted to make Prince of Persia style games. So I see that. But I do, Bill. I think I could see like a Tom Clancy division, you know, where Ubisoft maintains those rights. But honestly, too, I don't know. I think that they could fully drop the Tom Clancy part of it and say, "Fuck it." You know, we're not doing anything with it, and just Siege goes and does that, and then let somebody else make fucking Splinter Cell games or whatever.
Not with as many Tom Clancy. Like they've got Sam Fisher in there. They've got a bunch of other IPs for.
Yeah, but he's not
Yeah,
called. He's not called Sam Fisher though. Isn't he? He's called something else in Siege, right?
he's Zero, but
Yeah.
he is Sam Fisher.
No, I know
Like,
he is Sam Fisher, but his but
No,
look,
like
look,
in his bio and in the cinematics and all that stuff, he is called Sam Fisher. Like,
Yeah.
do they call him by the name Sam Fisher?
Yes.
Okay, well then yes.
They're just gonna blank it out. It's
Well,
just-
no, because
John
here's the
Doe.
thing: is
Which
that
they
you could call
honestly,
him
they could
Zero
completely rename
Yeah.
him, just like they did with
Cassidy.
what's his name, Cassidy from from
yeah,
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
But the
McCree.
problem is that Overwatch and McCree aren't 25 plus years.
No, I
worth
get
of-
that, but
of
what I'm just
fucking-
saying from a
IP.
legal standpoint, like, let's be honest, guys, they don't fucking give two shits about what is the fucking lore, history, or any of that crap when it comes to this. If they want to just say, hey, we're gonna take Siege and that's it, y'all can have the rest of the shit, they're gonna scrub that name and he's just gonna be Zero. And that's his name, period. And they're just gonna, you know, whitewash the fucking bio and whatever else to make it say Zero. Like they don't give two fucks about anything else. Like, who cares? But I mean,
some IP.
I think that they will probably keep the Tom Clancy stuff together to make. But I hope that we get a Splinter Cell. But I don't know if I want Splinter Cell from Ubisoft. I don't know. Like,
I definitely don't want Splinter Cell from Ubisoft as is right now. So
yeah. So if we had to pick and choose where you wanted stuff to go, where would you want it to land? Like, Ubisoft is no more. You have to pick these franchises to go somewhere else. Where do you want them?
I said it in the podcast yet. I think Microsoft is a far better place for any of these to land than EA personally. It's just me.
Unfortunately,
But
I agree with that. Microsoft, we know, is in the best of limelight right now, but I can give a shit less personally about
it's
like Assassin's
franchises.
Creed and all of that. Yeah, it's franchises, so it's not like the entire.
They're buying the employees and stuff. It's not like they're recycling the developers. It's just buying IP rights. So
yeah.
Honestly, send Tom Clancy and that. Yeah, I think Microsoft could do decent with it. I think more of the I think Assassin's Creed and Prince of Persia honestly could do well under a Sony umbrella, to be honest with you. But
yeah, I could see it platforming for
platforming and
for
story
sure.
based. I could see them doing really well with it.
Maybe a Square Prince of Persia might be kind of dope.
Would be interesting.
I think that
From Software Prince of Persia.
A From Software Siege. Let's go. Actually, legit. Hold on. Back it up. A From Software fucking not Rainbow. Splinter Cell. I would be a fucking 100% down, dude. I think that would be dope. I think they could do some really cool shit with that. So, I don't know. We'll see. But before we move on, how long do you think Ubisoft's got?
I don't know, dude. It really depends on how Shadows comes into fruition.
Dude,
which
come on. You know Shadows is not
it's
going to hold
not
the
looking
fucking
great.
bag.
Yeah.
It's just not.
not.
It's not looking great. So I'm
When's
not
that even? Is that slated for
The
release
20th
this
of
year?
March.
the 20th of March. Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah,
It's
they
stayed a
have-
week
3
away.
months.
So
3 months, I give them.
3 months. All
I
right.
don't know.
Bill, what
man.
do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. Genuinely, I couldn't put a number on it.
Come on, this
I
is
give
the
him a-
last. This is the last PP predicts right now.
I give him a year. I give him at least a year to see
A
if they
year?
can pull. I give him a year to see if they can at least pull a game of the year with Shadows, which I don't think it's going to, but
Dude,
it
that's
will
even
be
if
in that
they're a
runner.
contender.
Yeah, no, it will. It will be in that runner. I guarantee it.
No, I doubt it. I don't know. I don't see
Well,
it.
I guarantee it. No, I guarantee it. We'll see,
I-
but I'm
I think there's
like
too much. There's too
99%
much
sure.
controversy. They would be afraid to put it in there, bro.
They don't give a fuck about controversy, dude. Come on, let's be
They
real.
all they care about is bias, and Ubisoft has no bias on the Game Awards, dude.
I think I don't know, I think it's writing both on Siege and Assassin's Creed at this point. If Siege X doesn't go over well and they still have the same issues that base Siege did, then not by the end of the year.
30
Like-
days.
Like before
30 days.
2025
30
is
days.
over.
Guys, we got 30 days.
I am giving it
30 days
months.
after the 20th.
After the 20th, 30 days. Mark my words. 30 days, and that
Yeah.
shit will be fucking diced up and chopped more than goddamn Gordon Ramsay salad. So,
We'll see, man.
there you
We'll
go.
see.
all right. Well, onward and upward into space because Warhammer 40K Space Marine 3 is already in the works. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Enigma, stand up
Good
right
news.
now.
What?
What?
So Enigma, stand up right now.
Why? Why does he need to stand up? Did he carry this on his back solely?
No, I'm
Hand
just
check?
saying.
Is that what you
Yeah.
want? I'm confused,
Yeah,
bro.
where's your
Make
hands
sure
at?
I want to know
see
that you're
what's
fully
going
dressed.
on.
Are you fully erect
Yeah.
down below? Is that
That's what I'm
It's,
wondering.
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it's close, you know. It's just there
close.
almost. Yeah.
It's halfway.
You just hold on a
It's a
sec.
half chub, you know.
Real quick. I want to ask a question because I just noticed this. Enigma, do you own like 7 of the exact same shirts? Because I'm pretty sure on the last 3
this is-
podcasts you've worn that same
This
shirt.
is this is Into the Midnight. I own a couple of their shirts. Yes.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Enigma's just like one of those like characters in like a movie or like a sitcom that just
I-
wears the same outfit.
I mean,
I really don't. I don't have. I have like maybe 10 shirts, like 10 really decent shirts that I like, and then
Guys, can we
the
get a
rest of them are
GoFundMe
just
to
kinda
start up
shite.
so that fucking Enigma can go buy
It's
some
not,
shirts?
It's not anything to do about me not having them. I just
Can we
don't
get a
like-
GoFundMe, please, so Enigma can go buy shirts?
Yeah.
Oh,
in the
God.
arms
right.
of
But no,
an
as-
angel.
I'm actually. Go ahead.
As excited as I am that Space Marines 2 did well enough to warrant a sequel, I'm confused on why it's like why they're announcing and like starting development on it so quickly after Space Marines 2's launch.
Well, because Space Marine did extremely fucking well for him. Like in comparison to the previous Space Marine title, Space Marine 2 was like a hit success for them. So,
Space Marine 2 wasn't meant to be like a Helldivers game as a service, was it?
no, I
Okay,
mean it is.
But it's got
they
PvP,
are
but
still
that's-
pushing, but they're not. It's not something where like everything you're buying with like real life cash. You actually have to play
Well,
the game. There's no like individual microtransactions in the game. You
We
just
don't know
have to
how long
purchase-
this development. This could be a long
Well,
development.
yeah, and
cycle, too.
that's what I was.
Like, yeah,
that's what I was
like,
going to bring up is like the biggest thing with this is like this isn't them being like, hey, Space Marine 2 is a year away. This is them
Yeah.
basically stating, hey,
3.
we got the 3. Hey, we got the green light to make Space Marine 3. Like this, that's all that they're saying right now.
Okay,
They've
and I
actually
think it'd be
stated as well
smart
that
If it's just like it's just an announcement, like just an announcement.
that's
they
all
don't-
it is.
And they just stay in the shadows after that for a bit.
Yeah.
Like do your development.
I don't
just-
doubt it that
that's
that's
it.
what it'll be. The
Yeah.
biggest thing that they've already come out with and what I was concerned with when I saw this, my buddy Solid brought this up was, you know, I was like, dude, like it's only been like what 6 months, if that, since
It was
Space Marine 2
September when
released.
Space Marine 2 came out, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's not been a ton of time, and he was like, dude, don't worry about it. They've already basically stated that this is not anywhere in the near pipeline.
It's
this
just
is
now starting.
It's just now starting into basic development. They've already stated, hey, we're still bringing out a ton of content for Space Marine. We've got our 7.0 patch coming up, I believe, in the middle of this month, which is supposed to bring out a new PvP mode, I believe, a new PvE map, some new weapons, and a bunch of other like fixes and general like quality of life fixes and everything like that. So like they're still adding to Space Marine 2. They haven't stopped development for Space Marine 2. They haven't stopped, bringing out content for Space Marine 2. They're just basically stating, hey, just to let you guys know, Space Marine 3 is in the works. It has been greenlit. We are now like in the very first entry point of working on it. So
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. Space Marine was a great game. I think if I remember correctly, I voted for it for my game of the year.
Yeah,
I think
So-
I
Yeah, you
had
did.
it on one of mine
Yeah.
too.
So it was, not a lot of people were really. I mean, it was very well received, but
Received and-
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was well worth the vote for game of the year.
I mean,
so.
Saber Interactive
excited.
does not, when they look at it, they don't ever really over commit to these games as far as being like, yo, we're expecting, right? Like we're expecting these games
Yeah.
to sell like they said Space Marine 2 sold well, it hit projections, it exceeded projections, we're good. Where I think a lot of game companies, like for instance Square, has problems with that, where they try to over project way the fuck more than what it's going to sell, and
Yeah.
then when it doesn't perform, it still performs well, not to their numbers. So it doesn't surprise me, and I think that this audience that likes Warhammer 40K and Space Marine, it's a good game. They'll wait and they'll be loyal to it, and it will sell well when Space Marine 3
I think they
decides
will
to drop.
I mean, they've been loyal to the Warhammer Space Marine games from the get go, so I'm excited to see what they do with it. If they can give us Space Marine 2 with better graphics, better gameplay, more gameplay, that's the biggest complaint that I have with Space Marine 2 is just like even with the updates, they ain't much to Space Marine 2. It's pretty barren when it comes down to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from what they're
I'm
saying in
hoping
this
that'll-
in this article is that the studio has promised that the next installment of its third-person sci-fi shooter will be an even more immersive experience, introduce its large-scale battles that are more spectacular. So
that's dope.
I think
you got to remember as well that this is the company that brought us what's that zombie game? The
Back 4
fucking-
Blood? Left 4 Dead.
No, the one that had all the the huge amounts of stuff on the screen. I'm trying to remember. It was a movie.
World War Z.
Fuck. World War Z. Yes, this is
Yeah.
the company that brought us that system, that the Horde
Y'all,
system. from
y'all know that
game,
they
which
still
was huge.
update that fucking game?
I just saw the other day. Yeah,
Like I was surprised. I thought that game was
know.
dead, and it's got a loyal fan base. That
Kind of
they
is,
still.
but it's still getting development, but it's not. It's very niche.
I wanna-
But
I wanna
that
play
system
that.
alone, in and of itself, is huge. That system alone is like the Nemesis system. Like if they could just take that system and put it in more games, games will
RIP.
be fucking huge. Yeah,
RIP
rip.
the RIP the
Unfortunately, but
Nemesis system.
yeah,
All
unfortunately, we
right.
talked about that last podcast, but
Yeah. Well, let's RIP as well to physical game copies, because tariffs. They're affecting not only the price of your eggs, but they're affecting the price of your games. Yeah. So
and your whiskey.
don't touch my whiskey. At least not my peanut butter whiskey. But yeah. So, I mean, again, I don't think that this is too much of a shocker. I take that back. I think a lot of people were actually kind of taken back by this. I don't know why, but FYI, physical copies of discs are not made here in the United States. They are mass produced, usually overseas, and then brought in. And actually, a lot of the materials are brought in from Mexico when they are produced discs. So, like it or not, you can thank President Trump and his tariffs and his decision to do new tariffs. But there's a great chance that it's might kind of put a huge, kibosh on physical media as a whole. So, yeah,
Make it more niche than it already is.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's we've said it before that it's kind of pushing into that world, of digital only. We're seeing it with the, PlayStation has got PS5 Pro, where it is only digital and you have to buy a physical extension drive. There's talks that the next
At least
Xbox
the option's
will be
there.
Yeah, but for how long, right? Like these companies, Microsoft,
it won't
they're
be
not
there
gonna,
if they can't make physical copies of games.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
true.
uh,
That's true.
you know, the next
Hey,
Xbox.
I saw Monster Hunter Wild on disc with a shiny steelbook. So
I mean, try to go buy a fucking PC where you've got a
That's
disc
actually really
drive. When was the last time you ever saw a PC with a disc drive?
I don't even think you can. I don't even think they make disc drives for PC.
My
anymore.
last PC had a disc drive.
They
But that
do,
was like 10
but,
years ago.
yeah, they do, but it's I don't know how the technology is like evolving or if they're still working
Yeah.
on
Bill,
disc drive
are you
technology.
buying that
Technology.
PC and it's coming in a fucking cal colored box? Because they don't make those anymore, buddy. That's a vintage. Does your
Yeah.
Mac have a handle on the back and it's translucent? Because that's not.
I don't.
Bro, those
I don't
let's
like
be real.
Mac.
Those PCs
Yeah.
were dope. Let's be real. Those
Dude.
PCs were fucking dope, bro.
That's where I first started gaming, bro.
On the fucking translucent iMacs.
Yeah,
Dude, the
it
only
was,
thing that those were good for was being used as weapons.
was
And
it?
I swear to God, I am not shitting you that a kid in my fucking middle school picked up one of those things and smashed it over a dude's head in the middle
Oh,
of
man.
computer class. So,
It was
I
like
wouldn't doubt it at
Caveman
all.
Crow Mag Rally was one of my intros to gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a caveman racing game.
oh my God, that's nuts. Well,
Can we just
That is-
we'll also point out the fact that like one of his first like full setups wasn't it like a laptop?
Like
that
on a
he set on, like,
skateboard.
a
It
skateboard
was
Yeah.
a beheaded.
that
It
was being
beheaded
propped
laptop.
up by like fucking boxes or some
the
shit.
books were propping up the laptop that was connected to a Dell monitor that the air conditioner would blow into so it would stop it
Hell
from
yeah,
overheating. And my keyboard and,
Hell
mouse were
yeah,
on
bro.
a skateboard deck that is now my shelf behind me. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I came from the
Those are the
fucking-
times.
that's
Yeah,
your
I
that's
came
your
from
typical like
slums.
Ohio top tier rig. What are you talking about? I mean, that's
yeah.
you go to Micro
It's
Center to
the
buy a
whole
lot of those
club
parts.
nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is like, look, I'm gonna like we are in no way, shape, or form a political podcast or anything like that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say that like tariffs are not the way that you fix fucking economies and shit like that. Like, and anybody that thinks that tariffs are a good way of dealing with economy stuff, it's just not like it because you raise a tariff in one, it's gonna raise the other country, and they're gonna just keep going into this fucking trade war bullshit. And these are the things that end up costing, people, and whether you like, you don't even care about, physical copies, it doesn't really matter. It's still one of these
I
things
do.
that like, I mean, I know you do, right? And there are things that like, I want physical copies of certain stuff, but it's going to go away. So, as Steven says, blame Canada. Yeah. Fuck you, Canada. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. So,
We do.
it is what it is. It's sad, but hopefully this can get figured out, and maybe Discord will buy it. Hey, Discord's going public. Maybe they'll buy it.
But before we go into that, I think maybe the Canadians, what they need to do is they need to figure out a way to take maple syrup and make it into discs. I think that's the go-to right there. Is that just from there we'll be good.
One of
Everything
my
be fine.
favorite things about physical discs is like that, like cracking open the sealed bag that it's in and like popping it open, that new disc smell, because there is a new disc smell to it.
New
that
disc
would
smell.
that would probably
Disc
heighten.
You are
that-
going to die of fucking
I can-
cancer,
I can
Bill.
imagine
That-
Bill,
that would
Bill
probably
when he was
heighten
like
the new
6 or
disc
7. He's
smell.
like,
Oh my
oh, that new disc.
God.
It's the same thing as people smelling the air coming out of the
Oh,
Steam Deck
shit.
vents. It's the
That's
same
not
thing.
that has been proven to be unhealthy. That is not a safe thing to
Microplastics, and I
do.
love it.
Oh my God.
Microplastics.
They go
Oh,
straight to my
baby, let's
balls. I
go.
probably can't have kids, but I love the
Oh,
smell.
No, those
fuck
kids are gonna
me,
come out
man.
Ohioans for sure, bro. They are
Oh,
gonna come out
100%
right
Ohio.
beat up. Yeah,
Fucking
100%.
Bill's kid's gonna have an arm coming right out of his chest just like this, and it's fucking
Yeah.
gonna be because of
No,
he
if
sniffed his-
Bill's kid's gonna have a fucking CD drive, is what he's gonna
Yeah,
have.
it's gonna- so- put it right here in my crack. All right.
Software update.
Yeah, Discord is going public. So at the beginning of the show, we said like, hey, this is the last, or hiatus of an episode for the pre-batch podcast. It's because we're buying Discord. We're just gonna let you know, like, we're
If only.
we're buying.
Imagine.
Discord, so. Yeah, Discord's going public. Some people are happy about this. Some people are really upset about this. Thoughts? What do you guys think? Happy, sad? Don't care.
I think any company going public is a good thing. Personally, I think public-owned companies are a net benefit to the
Mhm.
company itself.
Somebody
don't
compared
know.
it to like Skype when Skype went public
Yeah,
back in the
that's-
day.
Skype is dead, right?
And that's the thing. That's the worry is like, well, what happened to Skype after they went public? And now I don't know.
The thing is,
this is a different time.
I'm going back to TeamSpeak anyways.
Not really though. Like the thing is when these companies go public, all of a sudden it switches up to you have to make your shareholders and your board members happy with whatever they want, essentially, because they're the ones that are funding whatever you're doing, right? So that's my biggest worry. And granted, Discord, it is what it is. They've not been making the best of decisions recently, so we'll see how that works out. They're just
trying to monetize anything on Discord. It seems.
Is let's go back to TeamSpeak, man. I'm just saying.
So you say that, and I don't know if you guys follow the world race for WoW with the new raids, but they are all using TeamSpeak, and they said they were like the reason being is because the quality is better. The functionality is smoother, and also you're able to like have when you have large groups, people talking, it's just a better experience. I don't think that. I mean, I think there's a world where TeamSpeak comes back.
Is it out yet? They made an announcement.
No,
just a few weeks ago.
Is not. It is. You can download it, but it's still in beta, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
But that looks cool. Like they came out with that stuff, and it's got like video sharing. It's got camera sharing. It's got 4K video without having to pay.
I mean, look at so right now when we host these shows, right? A lot of time, like again, you all don't know all this, but like you do. You're not dumb. We host this on Discord. Look at our camera quality. It's not because we have shitty internet or shitty production. It's because Discord only allows us to do so fucking much with what we're got. And the quality of
a lot of times it drops, dude. It drops here and there. Like
there's times where like Enigma was lagging.
I've noticed it now. Yeah.
Gruffy's beard actually looks like that. That's not Discord. There's nothing we can do to make his beard look like it's just like all white trashy. It's weird. It just spills in. But I don't know. Like them going public, I'm not super happy about. They do this for they're going for the bag. Like this is you do a public offering and an IPO because you like the CEO, people at the top want to make a fuck ton of money, and Discord will make a fuck ton of money.
Listen, I'm just saying, hey,
is there another?
Hey,
what?
Hey.
You're muted, you dumb fuck.
You're muted.
Oh,
damn it.
I hit that when I went like this. I said, hey, wake up.
Hey. That's all we heard was hey. And then it was just silence.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. I must say, I hate that top thing, dude.
Oh, fuck.
Christ. All right.
A user has entered your channel.
A user has entered your channel.
I love that.
Wake up.
I love that.
I love TeamSpeak, dude. I would actually like to go back to TeamSpeak. I've told my buddies that a couple of different times where I'm like, man, I miss waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You have been poked or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, look, Enigma, you can come poke me whenever you want.
I mean,
at 4 o'clock in the morning, he might.
Sure, why not?
I already do.
Just as long as you cuddle me afterward.
Nope, no cuddles.
Okay, well, that's not fair. Will you at least buy me GTA 6 for $100 when it comes out?
No.
Well, motherfucker, I'm not getting either of them. Well, this is not fair. All right. Yeah, so GTA 6 is going to be rumored at $100 price tag.
Keeps getting rumored, man. The more and more people keep saying it's $100 price tag, the more I'm believing it.
More as well. Like this is actually low from the rumor.
That's the
mill.
base
I've heard
version,
170. Yeah. I've heard 170 for like the base edition. No, not even like the fucking full like collector's.
Well,
that can't be.
So okay, here's the thing that's kind of crazy to me is that PlayStation. I don't know if you guys remember. This was maybe last week or week before last, but PlayStation, just got in trouble with a couple of countries because of a class action lawsuit where they were, artificially inflating the price of their games because they, essentially they were like, hey, you can only put your games on our system. The same thing that like it's so different than what Apple and Google went through several years ago, where it was just like well, you have to put your stuff on our system. We now control the price point. You have to go up with it and all this other kind of stuff. It's just shocking that, like, if this rumor is true that Rockstar would go down this route, especially when there's like a backlash going on right now amongst that kind of stuff. I mean, do you think, I hate to say, do you think people would pay for this? But I think the answer is yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they would 100%. That's why they're going to raise the price on it, because
they know that's how
we've
much
had
hype is around
GTA
it.
5 since the PS3. It's been like going on close to 20 years now.
This is a dangerous precedent. This is a very dangerous.
It goes down that same. It goes down that same situation that we had when they raised the price of video games to 70, and then literally the entire rest of the game franchises and everything like that started raising it to 70. I'm really worried about this. I really am, dude. This is
20 years was an exaggeration, by the way. It's only been like what?
I think it's 10,
12, 10.
Yeah, it's over a decade for sure.
14, since what?
Since what?
Since
since what? I think you said since what? What do you mean since what?
Since GTA 5 launched. It was a PS3 launch, so I'm just trying to like gauge.
It was back in 2014, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
So 11 years.
2013 for
12 years. Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, that's right, because Sony got early access launched to it.
Yep.
This is I don't know. This is scary. Like it's like we said, it's scary not because of just the fact that this game could come out at $100 and it will sell. It's scary because this game will come out at $100, it will sell, and then and then the market is gonna go, oh fuck yeah, like all right.
Not only that, not only will it come out for $100 and sell, it'll come out for $100, sell, then release on probably Xbox. I don't know if they're doing an Xbox and a PlayStation release, but if they don't and they do what GTA 5 did, it'll come out on PlayStation, sell. It'll come out on Xbox, sell like crazy. And then it'll come out a year later on PC and still sell like crazy.
I think they said that they are going to do a simultaneous release
for console.
I highly doubt that on PC.
No, PC it was delayed.
No, it's been delayed. The whole thing has been delayed, but we haven't gotten a recent delay. They are still saying it's coming out this year, but because of the RP stuff that like came out, I think it was January, where they were like, hey, we're working with the No Pixel people to build in the RP, and they're making it this whole thing. I just don't see them not including it with the full release drop.
Dude,
like
I don't know. I remember I could have swore it was just like a month ago or so we heard something about them delaying the PC version.
It wasn't an update on that. It was back in December. One of the former developers came out and was like, yeah, it's probably not going to come out on PC. It's before PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, which I don't know if that's going to work either. Like, I don't think the Xbox Series S is going to handle it.
So what this is saying here is it is saying that this is from 3 weeks ago. It says GTA 6 will reportedly come to PC in early 2006.
What? 2006?
2006.
We're going back.
2026. Yeah, they're going backward.
Yeah.
2026. Is
but that's also the release I thought slated for.
But this is from 1 month ago. Again, this is on a fucking message board. Who knows if this shit's true or not?
That's the biggest thing.
There's nothing out yet. Yeah.
It says
we don't have
Take-Two CEO talks GTA 6 not coming to PC at launch. Obviously, there's no credible fucking. Oh wait, maybe there is a credible thing. Okay. Take-Two CEO says this was from back in February. Not coming to PC at launch. Grand Theft Auto is more likely. It's likely coming to PC. It's just a matter of when. In a new game interview with IGN, Take-Two CEO that's about the game platform. In the interview, says Take-Two strategy has not been to release on all platforms. Instead, he says it would start with a console or two before branching out. That's fucking dumb.
Exactly what they did when they first released it. So.
Yeah, no, I said the same thing. I'm like, it's not going to kill the game, but it's such a fucking missed opportunity, especially with the RP scene, to not release everything simultaneously. So,
wait, he says that when we have a big title in the market and we have many of them coming. Historically, that has sold consoles. Zelnick said, well, I'm mentioning that it's not always the case. Okay, I was just saying, I was like, Civ 7 did release on everything.
He's basically saying that it's not a guarantee, but generally speaking, GTA has went to console first.
This comment right here, coupled with this comment right here, right? This dude's a dick.
Well, the one he says that the PC market has become much more and more important.
Yeah, well, PC versions of a game can result in up to 40% of the game's total sales. Like this dude is a dick. This dude he's literally telling you he is only in it for the fucking cash grab. And I get it. They have a fucking company. They've spent like $1 billion on this fucking game. I understand. But like, if you're going to fuck me, at least wine and dine me first. Like, don't just do what Enigma does and fucking go in raw at 4 a.m. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's just, I don't know. That's just, what an asshole, dude. That's fucking shit. So anyway. All right. We're over time. So we're going to burn through these last couple of episodes and then, last couple of news articles, and then we'll go. All right. Shin Megami Tensei, Like a Dragon propels Sega to, I cannot read. Since
whiskey. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not gonna whiskey. I'm not drunk. You're drunk.
That's just him being illiterate.
Shin Megami Tensei, Like a Dragon, propels Sega to Metacritic's 2024 publisher throne. Metaphor Refantasio's publisher Sega beats 2023's winner Capcom in annual publisher ranking. What is this about?
Sega is the number one. As far as Metacritic ratings go, Sega is the top-rated publisher on Metacritic currently. So global.
Have they not been in the past? Is it?
Nope. This is a first. I can't remember who they dethroned, but yeah, Sega is officially the number one rated publisher.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, I mean, again, Metaphor Refantasio was spoken very highly of, so it doesn't surprise me. And the Shin Megami Tensei's games are all super popular, so it doesn't really.
Capcom
was last year, and then Sony was the year before that, and then Microsoft was the year before that.
Yeah.
So Sega hasn't been top since 2021.
They don't produce the Persona games, right? That's Atlas, right?
Yeah, they do.
Is it? Okay.
Sega publishes, Atlas develops.
Okay. All right. Well then, yes, it does. So here's the thing. I wonder though if it's. I mean, again, I'm not taking anything away from these games, but last year they had literally Persona 5 remake, right? They had Persona 3 remake. They had Metaphor Refantasio. Then they had Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. Like they had quite a bit, and like and the Yakuza Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, like all of those games were. So I'm wondering if it's. Well, I guess it's not. This is not just based on the amount of games that they're coming out. Like this is actually based on their rank. I don't know, the rank.
This is based rating on critic and user rating.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, cool. Well, congrats to Sega. Those are all great games. I've still yet to really crack open Metaphor Refantasio. Maybe I'll do that one on my trip to Japan.
What's wild is Capcom is still number 2 with 0 new great games in the year 2024. But
didn't they drop the MVC like collection last year?
Yeah, but it didn't rate in the 90s.
It didn't?
No.
Wow, that's
their highest rated game last year was Dragon's Dogma, which was an 88.
Crazy. Wow. I thought that would. I thought Dragon's Dogma would have rated a lot higher, and I also thought that Metal Gear, Marvel vs. Capcom.
They had a lot of issues at the start of the year. With performance and such. So I don't think they got a very good Metacritic.
Focus Entertainment's number 5 though.
Hey, cool. More Roadcraft games. Yay. That's
Hell
not.
Yeah.
Is that them? Yes, that is them. Focus Interactive.
Yes.
And Space Marines.
Space Marine. Yep.
All right. Well, you know how we all love Last of Us, but thank God this could be the last Last of Us.
Thank God.
Says series creator Neil
Wow.
Druckmann. You mean they're not going to reboot it fucking 7 more times?
Oh, they're going to remake it, but I don't think they're going to be adding anything. I think the series is done.
When was
I
the last
think-
time they added new content to fucking Last of Us?
The
do you
shows.
mean?
Last of Us 2
Yeah.
and the shows. Yeah.
Part
I mean,
two.
outside of the show, I'm talking about games. I don't care about the
there
shows.
was no
Last
new
of Us 2,
content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lastly, the content got canceled. That was like their faction-based
Their
game.
multiplayer one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
So it's done, and I think that's for the best.
Good.
Move on. Make
Yeah,
make
good.
make,
No more-
make
no more
something else,
remasters.
Naughty
Make
Dog.
something
This,
different.
this was not it for me personally.
Yeah. Just wait. There'll be more remasters.
Make a
There'll be
new
a
Nathan
remaster
Drake
on a
or whatever.
remaster.
Holy shit!
Make a new gen Crash Bandicoot.
Look at
Yeah,
this,
that
guys.
too, yeah.
Look at this line right here. There's a whole lot of The Last of Us coming your way next month. What
The show.
more could? Well, to begin with, PC players will be able to finally get their hands on the
Whoop de fucking do.
the 2020 sequel that was only 5 fucking years ago. Thanks to The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't know.
nothing new.
This is crazy.
I'm curious to see how well that's going to sell on the PC. I really don't think it's going to.
Not if it comes out in the condition that the first one did.
Yeah, dude, that was
True. Very true.
rad.
I don't know.
Very true.
This is literally the epitome of a company milking something to fucking death, beating a dead
No,
horse.
is the
over and
epitome
over.
of Neil Druckmann milking things over and over and over again because he's.
Why is this guy mogging on us right now, dude?
Because he's Neil Druckmann.
Dude, he's
Yeah.
mogging. He's just
He can, because he knows
Yeah.
that all these fucking dumbasses will continue to buy these games over and over and over. And
he's got
over and
Ohio
over.
Riz right now.
No, he's got all of his teeth. All right. PlayStation has been hit with more layoffs following recent game cancellations. Unfortunately, PlayStation owned studio Visual Arts was hit with a fresh set of layoffs this week amid further reconstructing of Sony's U.S. game development operations. While some of the cuts included staff who contributed to recently canceled projects like the upcoming live service game at Ben Studio, which isn't that the Horizon live service game?
I am not sure.
I think it is.
I
I'm
don't know.
pretty sure that's the the one that they've got. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I mean, this is are we like how long can we still say that it's the Jimmy Rye fallout? Like, is that still because of this? You think?
I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm
some
sure
from
that
that.
because there's a like with all these layoffs, I still think a good majority of them are from the bloat of the COVID years. I
Right.
still think
Yeah.
we're suffering from that.
Oh, okay.
I think a good bit of it
You took a
also-
breath. I didn't know if there was gonna be more to it.
Nah, I
think-
don't
I
know. I
think
was
I-
trying to think of more to say, but
I think a good bit of it as well is again we talk about Jimmy Ryan, his infatuation with live service games, and I think that they're moving away from live service games. So naturally, people are
cut the
unfortunately going
studios.
to lose. Yeah, they're going to lose their jobs, unfortunately. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is Concord. This is saying this article is quoting that Concord was a part of this.
no shit.
New rounds of layoff services, project cancellations, including the reported God of War spinoff at Blue Point.
Yeah, but the Concord devs didn't get laid off. They got sent to other places.
Well, yeah, they failed upward. Well,
Yeah,
the leaders,
sure.
not the dev. The
The
devs.
leaders, yeah, the
unfortunately,
devs
didn't.
likely got laid off. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing about this. Like, I think that this is just a bigger problem, and just showing where these ideas of like, hey, if something is popular, we're gonna fucking beat live service into everything because BRs are popular. We're gonna make everything a BR. Extractions are popular, make everything an extraction. Like, a lot of people, and I heard Asmongold, which I think. I like Asmongold for a lot of things. I think he was fucking dead wrong when he said this. He said that this is the golden age of gaming. I think he's completely wrong. I don't think that we're in the golden age of gaming. I think that we are in an age of gaming that is extremely driven by money hungry. How much gains can we get? It's profiteering at its finest. And it's limiting innovation.
I think-
I don't.
I think we're at the end of that generation for sure. I think that
don't
we're
know,
starting
man.
to see the blowback. We're starting to see the blowback of these games that are being released as live service games and failing miserably, right? Like we're starting to see the the cancellation and laying off of a lot of teams that were on projects that were entirely based for live service games. So I think I don't know, I haven't heard that specific comment, but I think mostly what he's kind of trying to get at is like we're moving into maybe a golden age of gaming. I don't know. I'm kind of the same opinion where I'm like, man, we've been in the fucking dark ages. We've been to the goddamn Spanish plague of fucking gaming for the past like 6.5 years, and
Yeah.
let's see if we can crawl out of that shit. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we still got some time.
Well, Warner Brothers doesn't have any time because Warner Brothers games revenue dropped by 29% during Q4 of 2024. They also addressed recent restructurings and letter shareholders. I don't think
That's not surprising at all.
Yeah. Comes as a surprise, but
again, that kind of brings up again the live service focus has lost them more money than it's made them, you know, and they're starting to actually fucking see that. They're like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't focus entirely on live service games. The problem is going to be them being like, oh, we're going to focus on not live service games, but we're not going to focus on quality games.
Well, the crazy thing about this is that Warner Brothers, and even this article it states it, but Warner Brothers stayed alive because of Hogwarts Legacy and Mortal Kombat. Like that is what kept Warner Brothers games, the studios afloat. Games like Multiverses, their Quidditch fucking game, all of the other bullshit that they went like, and we just talked about it last episode where they closed down Monolith Studios, right? They closed down a bunch of other studios. Like, they had piss poor decisions. So, anyway, I don't know, but yeah. All right, everybody, we gave you 15 almost 20 extra minutes of the Pre-Patch podcast. We've come to that time. I think we all four have kind of dreaded this moment, the sign off moment. We talked about it obviously at the beginning of the show. This is it for a little bit, right? We're taking, this will be the last time for a little while that you hear the outro music and all of that kind of stuff. So I want to go around the horn, give everybody their kind of moment to say their well wishes and all that kind of good stuff, and then we'll call it a day on episode 150. So we'll start with Bill up in the far right hand corner up there.
Yeah, thank you guys for being with us through 150 episodes. Thank you, Pre-Patch dudes, for bringing me in late to the show, but not super late. I appreciate you considering me for the show, and I've had a lot of really good times with y'all, so appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Scruffy.
Yeah, man. I also just want to thank you guys. Sin, Enigma, Billy, and Tony. All of you guys, amazing. I had blast. Had a great time doing the show. It was my first ever podcast, and 150 episodes. I think that's a very big achievement. But going further, just gonna focus on myself here. Gonna going back to school, focused on life, making moves, and maybe in the future it'll be a better time to revisit it when we're all me specifically just in more suitable, stable position to do so. So it's been good. Thank you.
All right, Enigma.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you said, it's a bittersweet moment. When we first started this podcast, it was one of those things where I was like, and I've said it multiple times, and I joke about it. I'm like, man, I didn't expect us to get past 2025 because most podcasts don't do that. So us getting past 25 was a huge milestone for me, and the rest of the podcast as well. I really didn't think we were going to make it to 150. That like looking back at the shows and how we've grown as a podcast, as well as just individuals, has been it's been interesting to look at because again, I've known these guys. I've known some of these guys for 10, 15 or 10, 13 years. I think me and Scruffy and Sin have known each other for what, 12?
2013,
I wanna
12,
say,
something
yeah,
like that.
12, 13, somewhere around there.
Long.
So and Bill, we've known him for probably what, 10, almost
long after.
almost 10, somewhere around that. Yeah.
Getting
So
close.
it's definitely a bittersweet moment, and you know, again, like the other guys have said, I really do appreciate you guys for sticking with us for 150 episodes. I'm seeing in the chat like goodbye pre-patch. This isn't it is goodbye, but it's not goodbye forever, right? Like that's, I know it sounds corny as shit. And
Farewell,
I don't
Enigma.
like it.
Enigma's,
Yeah.
Enigma's dying.
I'm dying apparently. Rip Enigma, right?
Actually, this is just a
Like,
whole
it's-
long con where we're just trying to get Enigma to
Oh,
go away.
shit.
So we just
There you
chill
go.
out.
There you go. But
Shit.
it's definitely a you know, it's been a learning experience and a growing experience for everybody, I think. And you know, I speak for everybody, I think, when I say, you know, we couldn't do it without you guys, and we appreciate you guys being here for every episode, all 150 of them, you know, through thick, through thin, through stupid fucking comments, through showing nipples off. Apparently that's going to get us banned today, apparently.
Going off with a bang.
And just, you know, just being there again, it's really God
Doesn't take much to get him out.
Christ. It's I really I'm in this like really sentimental moment, and he's like, yeah, check out my nipples, bro.
Would you expect anything different? Come on.
But yeah, just again, we really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I'm hoping, you know, this isn't the end for Pre-Patch Podcast. We might be back soon. We might not be. It could be a while. So, you know, but we're again, like Sin said, we're gonna be on our individual channels. We'll still be playing games with each other. You know, we'll still be shooting the shit with each other on an almost, you know, weekly, daily basis. So come to our channels, and you know, it'll be like a tiny Pre-Patch Podcast on a regular basis. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, and so you know, obviously I'll kind of wrap everything up and just, you know, really re-echoing what you know, Bill, Scruff, and Enigma has said. You know, it's I think what a lot of people don't understand, and even us as we kind of jumped into this, right? You know, episode fucking 1. You know, you don't think about like all the things that, you know, behind the scenes and production that it takes, and even though, you know, we sometimes are extremely scuffed with certain stuff, or, you know, have our issues and things like that, you know, we still try to plan for all of these things, and it takes a lot of time and, you know, all of this to kind of get to, you know, going live, and sometimes those things can, you know, be stressful and all of that. And so, you know, as we progressed and as we grew, and, you know, we, you know, lives happened and things happen, you know, it's just, you know, is one of those things. And you know, like the guys said, we love each and every single one of you all. You know, and it's been an absolute pleasure. What I'll say is that through thick and thin, through being tired, having new jobs, going to school, having well, no one, I don't think anybody had new kids, but moving, Bill moved, he got married. You guys saw
Just
Bill
twice.
Bill moved twice, you know, and one of them was to Ohio. So that's like moving like 9 times, you know, but we saw Bill get married. We saw Scruffy grow kind of a beard. You know, we saw Enigma's fucking face. Like, who
There you
the
go.
fuck would have seen that? And you
Yeah,
saw
that was a
me
big
get
one.
more Jewier, whatever that may mean. So, you know, it's, but no, you all have been part of our lives, for, you know, the better half of 3 years. And, so, you know, saying, you know, pause is always hard, and it's not easy, but, like Enigma said, like everybody, you know, this isn't forever. You know, and, you know, if and when we decide to come back even stronger and better and more enhanced, and hopefully we'll probably still be as scuffed as we always were. So
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, some things will never change.
That's-
Yeah, and that's one of them.
maybe we'll be on TeamSpeak after this, you know, who knows.
There you
Fuck.
go.
But yeah, it's been enjoyable.
I do like one thing that was said in chat. What a story game this has been, through thick and thin, even a bit of PvP on occasion.
Hey, let's go. Everything's
Yeah.
better with PvP, I'm telling you.
That's right.
But yeah, so but we love each and every single one of you. Thank you all for being here. It saddens me to say this for right now, but for the pre-patch podcast, episode 150 is in the books. Y'all stay amazing, everybody. Please go out there and give some love and hug and kiss people, consensually hug and kiss people. And
say just random people.
Don't look. Don't go out there and just show your nipples for free. You gotta at least be asked to show some nips, and then you can show them. But no, 150 episodes, guys. We love every single one of you. Go check out our podcast. Go check out our YouTube channels, and go check out our individual channels. You can go find Enigma at Enigmatical Gaming on Twitch and YouTube. You can find Scruffy over at Agent Scruffy on Twitch and YouTube, and you can check out Billy the Squid over at YouTube. Right? I don't think you're not. Are you on Twitch too? Yeah.
YouTube. If I can get multi-streaming down, but
okay,
right now just YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube.
And hey, Tony.
Yep, and Hey Tony with 5 Y's in the hey part. So hey, Tony.
Is it? As well as Sinan S193N.
You don't want to go fucking. It's just more of this.
Go check him out. Go
Anyway,
check him out.
all
He
right.
might show you his nipple
I just
on biddens, you know, but
Yeah, you can probably pay for it. you
Yeah,
know, mean,
yeah, I will.
on
If
his
you want to
channel.
see a nipple, you gotta at least donate $1, bro. I'm a
Yeah.
cheap fucking whore, but I'm a whore nonetheless. So, but anyway, y'all have a wonderful evening. Again, 150 episodes. We love you all. You guys, come in the future. Bye.
Bye,
Yes.
guys.
Leave my nipples alone, damn it.